Ha ha ha. So you gotta come correct when you have none other than Trevor Otts. You gotta have all the technology and all that stuff like lined up. So we are now streaming live on the custom live streaming service. Y'all ain't ready.
You ain't got no.
Y'all ain't ready.
I'm just be over here behaving, minding my little business.
You know, I gotta have my technology correct if I'm on here with the Trevor Otts. And I'm gonna put the camera on you since you got the fancy background.
Oh yeah. You know, I can help you get a fancy background.
I'm gonna keep my $10,000 picture for now. How about that?
we can solve that problem. You know, all you gotta do is you gotta sign this thing called a mortgage. You know, you say you gotta pay this thing.
Oh Lord.
You know what I'm saying?
No.
But then you'll say you have whatever background you want.
Oh Lord. All right, let's
decorate
out here. All right, so welcome. Excited to be here on this afternoon. Well, this evening, depending on where you are and where you're joining us. So we are live here in our webinar platform. So for those of you all that joined us on the webinar platform, welcome. And then we have some friends out there on social media. So I know Trevor loves to know who's in his audience. So if you can do us a favor and type your first name, last name in the comment box below so that we can shout you out before we get started. And I'm excited. And let me tell you why I am excited. We just finished a 5-day, I think it was a 5-day webinar challenge. So we already have a group of individuals who are like extremely excited. They created their content, their title. They even committed to a date, Trevor. They committed to a date to do their next webinar. So I thought it would just mix it up and find out who's really ready to up level and create that viral factor. I don't think they're ready. So let's
have a little bit of fun. It's really interesting because, so many times we come into business and we so serious, like making money ain't fun, y'all. I mean, what's up? You know what I mean? Let's not just, be in business. Let's not just be entrepreneurs. Let's not just be CEOs, but let's have fun doing it. You know what they say, right, DeKesha?
What do they say?
Ain't no party like a revenue party because the revenue party don't stop. Ain't no party. Ain't no party.
We love a revenue party
because the revenue party don't stop.
Hey.
Here's the thing. Tonight we're gonna have a revenue party, right? We're gonna buy out the bar, right? We're gonna jam a little bit. You go network a little bit. And it's funny because being in business is just like going to the club. You always put on your best clothes, right?
See, I got dressed up for y'all.
Yeah, so let's have a little bit of fun tonight as we really kind of go into really what it's going to take to really go viral in 2019 and 20 and 21 and 22 and 23 and to infinity and beyond. See, that's how you got kids, because when you got kids, you've been watching Toy Story too many times. If you know what to infinity and beyond is, you got kids. So shout out to all my families out there who don't just do this for themselves, but they do it for their families. So let's really get into kind of viral, and then we're going to kind of get into the challenge also. But let me just kind of lay the framework for what a challenge really means, if I might, DeKesha. Here's the thing, right? Is that, and I want you to write this down because I'm going to teach you out of principle, because first comes the principle, then comes the process. And the principle represents really it's the underpinning belief that drives your decision and drives the actions that you take. And I'm gonna tell y'all something. Stop listening to people that don't tell you the principles, because principles represents the why. Principles are the absolute truth. So they want you to do something. What are the principles guiding what they want you to do? And this is for everybody that's just kind of listening. Remember, first comes the principle, then comes the process. And the principle represents the why, where the process represents the how. And for many of us, we have bad habits, bad broadcasting habits, bad revenue habits, bad habits, right? And the reason that we have a hard time sticking to things is because when you don't know the why, it's hard to stick to the how. When you don't know the why, it's hard to stick to the how. So ask people to teach you the principles, right? So here's the thing that I can tell you. Write this down. Results take as long as results take. Write that down. Results take as long as results take, right? And so there's this principle. What's the principle? Results take as long as results take. Now, DeKesha, I don't know about you, but I remember in elementary school, they had really in kindergarten, they gave me this little styrofoam cup and they put some dirt in it, right? And you put your seed in there and all that kind of good stuff, and then you water it, and then you put it in the windowsill and you wait for the plant to grow, right? And I remember the first time I did that, I did it. We went out to recess, and when I came back, I was like, yo, why this thing ain't grow yet? Teacher, hey teacher, why didn't this plant grow yet? I wanted to know what was up. And she says, oh, well, it takes time. And I said, oh, okay. So at the end of the day, right before it got time for us to go get on the bus, I asked the teacher, well, what about my plant? It still hasn't grown yet. And she says, it takes time. Now, I'm not going to lie. I thought my teacher was discriminating against me. And then afterwards, I learned that it was the sun that was discriminating against me, right? But in all actuality, I learned at a very early age that results take as long as results take. And so what really happened later on was that about a week or two later, all of the little kids in school, their plants started popping up. And when I looked at their plants and they were showing me their plants, and the little girl I had a crush on, her name was Vita, she showed me her plants, right? And hers grew, and my poor little plant still hadn't grown. And my feelings were really hurt. And so I went home and I cried to my mom about it. Mom, my plant didn't grow. And all the people in their class, their plant grow. And my teacher won't give me another plant. I really wanted my mother to call up to the school and force them to make my plant grow. Because, when you little, you think your mama is a superhero. Plus, I knew my mama was prone to calling 7 on your side, right? So you might not know that,
right? We are heroes.
My mother would go to the school.
That's right.
I really learned at that time that results take as long as results take. And my mother told me it'd be okay. And she says, sometimes it takes a little bit longer for your seed to grow. I want everybody to write that down. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer for your seed to grow. And eventually, inevitably, of course, my seed did grow. Now, one of the biggest problems that I had with my seed is I put my seed in first and I put all the dirt on top of it. And so my seed was at the very, very bottom. Everybody else kind of put some dirt in, then they put their seed in, and then they put some more dirt on top. Not me. I put my seed right at the very bottom. And so at the end of the day, for some of us, sometimes it's just going to take a little bit of time for your seed to grow. So there's some of y'all that's watching right now, and you wondering, is this challenge going to really work? You wondering if doing these webinars is going to really work. Let me just tell you something. Sometimes it's just going to take a little bit of time for your seed to grow. So here's the first principle for today, which is results take as long as results take. Okay. Now I'm going to give you an affirmation to go along with that principle. Okay. So this affirmation in this situation is really just a mnemonic device to help you remember those principles that govern your success as an entrepreneur. So here's what I want you to write down is some results happen overnight and some results happen over time. Regardless, I'll be just fine. Some results happen overnight and some results happen over time. And regardless, I'll be just fine. And so I've given you the principle results take as long as results take. I've given you the affirmation, which is some results happen overnight and some results happen over time, but regardless, I'll be just fine. And why am I teaching you in this way? I want to give you the formula. So you have the principle and you have the affirmation, but I really want to give you the formula, a formulaic approach towards having success in your webinar challenges and your webinar choices and your webinar driven revenue platforms. Is that A plus A equals A. And that's to say that your actions plus affirmations equal actualization. That your actions plus affirmations equal actualization. Your actions really kind of represent the willpower, the thing that you use to kind of get everything started. But after time, right, you need something, your actions get you started, but your mindset is what keeps you going. And so you need something, one, you need to actually do something, but also you need a mindset to keep going. And so what happens is sometimes when the results don't show up, we give up on the action. Sometimes when the results don't show up, we stop doing our webinars. Sometimes when the results don't show up, we stop doing our marketing. Sometimes when the results don't show up, we stop doing our calls. But see, what you got to know is that actions plus affirmations equal actualization. And so for every action that you want to maintain, you need an affirmation to reinforce it, especially if it's a habit that you don't already have. So my question for you is, what are your webinar habits like? What are your webinar habits like? See, powerful people ask powerful questions. What are your webinar habits like? And I hope, DeKesha, that you don't mind if we just kind of just took a little bit of a path to talk about the webinar challenge itself.
No, absolutely. You know, I love to talk about the webinar challenge.
I bet you do. I bet you do. Good Lord. I hope you light up like that for your significant other. Like, I love to talk about the webinar challenge. Good Lord. So, you know, this webinar challenge is not just about making revenue. It's not just about being committed to your bank account, but it's about being committed to a better and a higher version of you. Seriously. And so when we talk about a challenge, you know, a challenge is really based upon, you know, some simple principles, which is basically, I want you to write this down, is that really positive output plus negative resistance equals strength. Positive output plus negative resistance equals strength. So when you go to the gym, there's your positive output when you're trying to lift weights. You're pushing up, you're pushing out, you're pushing, right? Coming in the opposite direction is resistance. And your ability to overcome that resistance, and each and every time you push against it, you become stronger and stronger. And so the webinar challenge was designed to be that resistance. And we know what we understand what you're putting out. You're like, I got to put out my content. I got to put out my business. I got to put out my product. I got to put out my service, right? And you're kind of trying to push out your business, push out your products, push out your service. You're trying to push that thing out to the world. But there's this resistance, and that resistance is your habits. That resistance is that lack of familiarity to the things that you don't know. And because of that, it makes you want to give up. And that's when your affirmations kick in to reinforce your actions, because actions plus affirmations equal actualization. And see, here's the thing. And I want everybody to go ahead and write this down. You see, DeKesha, if you would, because, you know, sometimes I need some help on these trainings, and I'm going to get your help here. If you would, for the audience here, what is the definition of insanity?
I believe it's doing the same thing, expecting a different result.
Right. So it's doing the same thing over and over.
And over.
And over, and expecting a different result. Well, Insanity 2.0 says doing the same thing as everybody else and expecting a different result. So at the end of the day, you know that you got to be willing to do something different than what you've seen the marketplace doing, right? If you want to create a different result for your business, for your life, and for your bank account. And so some of the things that we're going to talk about today are going to be familiar to you. They're going to challenge you. But if I was to tell the truth, DeKesha, many people will choose a familiar misery before a foreign happiness.
All day long.
Yeah. I want y'all, you know, and I want you to just let that go in. Many people will choose a familiar misery before a foreign happiness. Many people will choose a familiar misery before a foreign happiness. And so what I'm saying is that some of the things that you may have to do to be successful may be foreign to you. Some of the things that you may have to do to start generating revenue in your business using the power of webinars may be foreign to you. So you have to resist the urge to go back to that familiar misery. Okay? So let's go ahead and get started, because we're talking about going viral. Okay? And when we're talking about going viral, you have to understand that there are things that go along with viral. So let's get down to some of the definitions. And DeKesha, feel free to interrupt me at any time if I should need to elaborate, or if there's a question that comes in from the group. Now, listen, if you have a question, you can put it directly into the chat, or you can put it directly into the Facebook group. Wherever you got to get the question out at, get the question out, because powerful people ask what? Powerful questions. Why? So you got to ask the question, because question is still focus. Well, why is that important? Because in this life, you're only going to get what you focus on. Powerful people ask powerful questions, because questions still focus. And in this life, you only get what you focus on. So you got to be willing in this environment to start to ask questions. See, here's my first question for you, and I literally want to answer it. I'm expecting to see it in the comment section. Are you powerful? Seriously, Are you powerful? Great. Then start executing that power and start asking questions. Because the thing is, everything you want is on the opposite side of the questions that you're willing to ask. You got to know that. And everything you want is only going to manifest itself if you're willing to ask the questions that drive your focus, that cause that thing to really show up, to cause your mind to focus on you doing what's necessary to make it show up. So are the questions that you're willing to ask equally as powerful as the results that you're looking for? Are you powerful? And if you are powerful, well, what is being powerful? Powerful means I have the permission to be. Permission to be what? Any damn thing you want. So if you had the permission to be powerful, you had the permission to be profitable, you have the permission to be successful as an entrepreneur, you have the permission to have outstanding webinars and profitable webinars, you have permission to be, but you got to step into that. And one of the ways you do that is by getting to the point where you are used to asking better questions. The reason why a lot of times, like training modules like this, the reason why they will be successful for the person who's giving it, but may not yield the same type of success for the person who's hearing it, is because the person who's hearing it is trying to remember it as opposed to asking the questions that drive their focus so that they can act within it. So powerful people ask powerful questions because questions steer focus. And in this life and in your business, you'll only get what you focus on. And in this webinar, you'll only get what you focus on. So my expectations, let's go ahead and set it. Our expectations is for you to ask questions. Why? Because I sincerely believe, DeKesha sincerely believes, we sincerely believe that you are powerful people. And the questions that you ask must be equally as powerful as the results that you are looking for. Now, let's get into it. So let's talk about viral and what it means to go viral, because you are now producing content in a revenue-driven style platform. And in producing content in a revenue-driven style platform, there's some things that you're going to have to do. So let's go ahead and write down, first of all, we're going to be dealing with really marketing, right? And we're going to be dealing with PR. And I want you to write down this definition. Marketing is what you say about yourself. I want you to write it just like I said. Marketing is what you say about yourself. Marketing is what you say about yourself. So a company, an organization, or a brand, when they market themselves, you've never seen an organization come out and say anything bad about themselves. You've never seen a brand come out and say anything bad about themselves. You've never seen a company come out and say anything bad about their product or bad about their service. That's why marketing is what you say about yourself. So I want you to write that down. Anytime it's you talking about you, that's marketing. Anytime it's your business talking about your business, that's marketing. Anytime it's your business talking about your product, that's marketing. If anytime there's business, your business is talking about your service, that's marketing. Because marketing is what you say about yourself. It's very important, especially when you're trying to go viral, okay? Second is what is PR, right? PR is what others say about you. So marketing is what you say about yourself. PR is what others say about you. Marketing is really what gets the conversation started. PR is what keeps the conversation going. Write it. Marketing is what you say about yourself. PR is what others say about you. Marketing is what really gets the conversation started about what? About your business, about your product, about your service. Ain't nobody talking about your business, your product, or your service, or your webinar unless you do some marketing. Marketing gets the conversation started. PR is what keeps the conversation going. All right. Now, with that being said, let's go back to the beginning of that definition. Marketing is what you say about yourself. PR is what others say about you. Okay? Now, here's why this is important. Is that I remember when I first started my first business, I remember everybody used to talk about this thing called going viral. And it was, and I was like, well, what is viral? So I was like, well, maybe viral is if I get like 10,000 people to watch my YouTube video. Well, maybe viral is if I get 100,000 people to share my Facebook Live. Maybe viral is if I get 100,000 people to retweet me. Maybe viral is if I get 1 million likes. And what happened was I felt like that viral was never defined. Viral was never really defined. Nobody would ever, they would just say, hey, you got to go viral. Well, what the heck is viral? Powerful people ask powerful questions. And I endeavored to find out what is viral. And I bet you for most of you, you're wondering the same thing. What is viral? And then how do I go viral? So first thing I want you to write down is that viral is not a number. Viral is not a number. It never has been. Viral is not a number. It never has been. So if marketing is what you say about yourself and PR is what others say about you, then viral is when your PR results outperform your marketing results. Write that down. Viral is not a number. Viral is when your PR results outperform your marketing results. Viral is when the results that are produced by what others are saying about you, your brand, your mission, your organization, your product, or your service is outperforming the results that's produced by what you are saying about your brand, your product, your services, your mission, or your organization. Viral is when your PR campaign outperforms your marketing campaign. Now, I remember in math class, they used to have the greater than symbol. So you remember that, DeKesha? Did you get an A in math, DeKesha? Did you get an A? I just want to double check. Did you get the A in math, right? I got
math
the A.
Is my best subject.
Math is every entrepreneur's best subject. Because you know what? We can all count, right?
Count. So math was my best subject.
Right? Everybody put in the comment section, math is my best subject. I can prove it. I can count, right? Because it's all our best subjects. So in all seriousness, what you want to draw on your sheet of paper, what you want to write down on your sheet of paper is that PR results greater than, use the greater than symbol, then marketing results equals viral. And I just want you to write that down, and I want you to see the formula for that, because many of us are struggling in our business to figure out how can we go viral. And so today we're going to start looking at some of the techniques necessary to go viral. So I want everybody to write this down. In order for me to go viral, I must make sure that the results that are produced by what others are saying about me is greater than the results that is produced by what I am saying about me.
You gotta say that one more time. One more again.
So in order for me to go viral, I must make sure that the results that are produced by what others are saying about me is greater than the results that is produced by what I am saying about me. Because what we got to get out of is we got to get out of the I. We got to get into they. And so viral, the key thing is viral is not a number. See, remember, we talked about marketing is what we say about ourselves. It's what a company says about itself. The PR is what others say about us. And so let's look at Black Panther, right? It was a movie that came out, and it was phenomenal. I was in there like Wakanda forever. That was me. I really loved the movie, right? Then I saw the movie again, and then each time that word of mouth, right, is still one of the most effective forms of generating business, which is really a fancy way of saying PR, right? It's a fancy way of really saying going viral. Well, that movie, it started out, it had a really substantial marketing campaign. But afterwards, the word of mouth, meaning the results of what other people were saying about the movie, started outperforming the marketing to the point that as time went on, they didn't really have to do as much marketing as much as they had to just let the PR campaign just take over. It just became viral. And all of a sudden, people kept telling people, who kept telling people, who kept telling people, who kept telling people, who kept telling people. And all of a sudden, it became its own engine. So viral is a low-cost engine that can power my revenue results. Viral is a low-cost engine that can power my revenue results. Viral is a low-cost engine that can power my revenue results. And so today, we're going to get a little bit into really producing that viral factor in your business. And there's a reason why you really want to go viral, okay? There's a reason why you want to go viral. And one of the reasons you want to go viral is because it is more cost effective. You know what I mean? If you get people talking about your business, it's going to be far more effective than if you get than you talking about your business, because you got to pay every time you want Facebook to show your video, show your webinar, show your ads. You pay for that. Word of mouth is not something you pay for. So with that being said, DeKesha, I'll let you recap while I readjust my microphone real quick, and then we'll go a little bit deeper into this.
I love it. I love it. I love it. So marketing gets the conversation started. PR keeps the conversation going. Thank you, Belton. Marketing is what you say about yourself. PR is what people say about you. So I think it's very important. I love that we are talking a little bit about both aspects of it, because a lot of people don't understand what it takes to actually make their videos go viral, or make their message go viral for that matter. So I'm going to turn it back over to you. And one of the things that I know I mentioned it to you, and I know we're talking about the unlocking your viral factor, but it would not be Trevor if you did not explain to people that before you can even go viral, like, you have to have a message.
Mm-hmm.
So I want you to talk a little bit about the message and having a movement. I know that they may have heard it, but some people are just joining us sometimes for the first time. And I think it's very, very important that they understand that even in order to go viral, like, you have to have a clear message to go viral.
Yeah, there's some things that you have to do. So now we know why we know what it means to go viral. Now it's like, what are the components necessary, or what's the formula for viral? Like, how do you do this? Okay, so I want everybody to write this down. Now listen, we're getting ready to be moving fast. So I want everybody to put in the comment section, put in the group, wherever it is you're watching, put, I got my pen out, I'm ready to go. Put, I got my pen out, I'm ready to go. I got my pen out, I'm ready to go. I got my pen out, I'm ready to go. By the way, I always use that affirmation, because what it tells me is that if I ain't got my pen out, I ain't ready to go. Because here's what I know is that note takers are money makers. Note takers are action takers. Basically, if you ain't got your pen out, you ain't got some type of recording device ready to take notes, you're not ready. I got my pen out, I'm ready to go. I got my pen out, I'm ready to go. So let's get ready to go, because I gave you time. I stalled. You saw me, DeKesha. I stalled for them, give them time to get their pen out, right? All right, so I want you to write this down. We're going to go deep, and we're going to go fast, okay? And we're going to go into some really good stuff. So I want you to write this down. I want you to write down M plus M plus M equals M. M plus M plus M equals M. That is to say that a movement plus a message plus a methodology equals money. That a movement plus a message plus a methodology equals money. Write it down just like I've said it. A movement plus a message plus a methodology equals money. Everything that we talk about from this point on out is going to be based upon this formulaic approach to the success that you're looking to have with the webinars that you're looking to produce, the profitable webinars that you are looking to produce. And here's the thing that I can tell you: this formula applies to anything that you are looking to do, that you want it to be successful from a revenue perspective. So I want you to write it down. A movement plus a message plus a methodology equals money. And let's kind of define those M's. The movement is really this concept or the idea that people rally together around. When people go viral, it's really this concept or this idea that people rally together around. So, every year we'll see somebody around Thanksgiving do something that's extraordinarily generous for, let's just maybe say, somebody that's homeless, and it goes viral. And we want to talk about doing that in your webinars. Like, how do you do that? So it starts with a movement, and the movement is the concept or the idea that people rally together around. And so for many people, you don't have a movement, you don't have a concept, you don't have an idea that people rally together around. And that's why people are not showing up for your webinars. Because you never see, if powerful people ask powerful questions, remember, you're powerful, so you get to ask a question. What's my movement? What's your movement? If you know your movement right now, go ahead and put it into the comment section below. But if you don't know your movement, you need to put down there, I need to work on my movement. You need to put that in the comment section below. Because the movement is the concept or the idea that people rally together around. And then there's the message. The message is the thing that you're saying to inspire people to take inspired action. We're going to go a little bit deeper into that today. It's the thing that you're saying to inspire people to take inspired action. Now, if you're on your webinar, you're talking. And inevitably, you want people to do something. So it's the thing that you're saying to inspire people to take inspired action. And then there's your methodology. And the methodology is the process or the system that you use to produce results for you, for your business, and in the lives of the people that you're called to serve. For you, for your business, right? And the in the lives of the people that you're called to serve, right? So let's just kind of backtrack that for a second. The methodology is the process of the system that you use to produce results. For who? For you, for your business, and results in the lives of the people that you're called to serve. The methodology is the process of the system that you use to solve people's problems. Period. Right? And this is what the methodology is. So now let's just kind of look at this formula. We got this M plus M plus M equals M, right? And what that means is that now you should be able to check the formula. So here's what I know, is that a message minus a movement equals no people. So all of my people out there with I got the PhD, I got the certification, I got the NLP, this, I've been to every class, every coach, I got the book. I know when I'm talking about, I'm a genius. The world just don't know about it. I'm a genius. My bank account doesn't reflect how good I really am. I'm a genius. My bank account don't reflect how smart I really am. I get it, right? But a message minus a movement equals no people. And so if you feel like I really know what I'm talking about, I really know what I'm doing, but for some reason, I don't have a large following of people, that's because you don't have a concept or an idea that people rally together around. What you do is you have a lot of information about a subject that you know a lot about. What you do is have a lot of experience relative to a subject that you know a lot about. But what you don't have is a concept or an idea that people rally together around.
Say that one more time for the people in the cheat seats.
See, what you have, right, is you have the experience and you have the knowledge, but what you don't have is a concept or an idea that people want to rally together around. And sometimes when we are real smart, real bright, and got a lot of expertise, we neglect the fact that we still need a movement. We feel like, hey, just because I'm smart, you should listen. Just because I got the experience, you should listen. Well, first of all, you ain't giving me no concept or no idea that people can rally together around, meaning you have not created something that people care about. So for all of my people out there, if you find that you really, really, you know what you're talking about and you got the experience, but you just don't have a large movement, a message minus a movement equals no people. It means you don't have a concept or an idea that people can rally together around. And if you ain't got a concept or idea that people can rally together around, that's why ain't nobody showing up for your webinars. That's why they ain't showing up for your conference. That's why they ain't showing up. So what's your movement? What's your concept? What's your idea? When we started Black CEO, it's this concept or idea about Black entrepreneurship that people rally together around. Like, hey, if you believe Black CEOs rock, Black CEOs are cool. If you believe anything about Black CEOs that's really positive, right? Where's this group? Just for who? Black CEOs. And thus 218,000 people responded in under a year. So movement was a concept and idea that people could rally together around. So the Me Too was a movement. It was a concept and idea that people rallied together around. Right? Now, let's go a little bit deeper. Let's talk about the message. A movement minus a message equals no action. Because what is the message? It's the thing that you're saying to inspire people to take inspired action. So some of y'all, you're like, look, I got 5,000 Facebook followers, but I can't get 2 people to show up for my webinar. I got 50,000 people in my group. I can't get 5 people on a conference call.
Ouch.
I got 20,000 likes because I can't get nobody to take no action. Because the movement minus a message equals no action. That's why they ain't taking no action. They say don't kill the messenger, don't shoot the messenger. In this case, shoot the messenger. Because what the messenger is saying is not inspiring people to take inspired action. That's the job. See, when it comes down to it, they showed up because they were just moving on the concept, what idea that people they rallied together around, and they showed up expecting to be inspired to take action. And what happened is you showed up and disappointed. It's okay. I have showed up and disappointed the masses before. But I'm telling you that when they don't take action, it's on you. The movement minus a message equals no action. See, write this down. If you can't turn your influence into action, all you are is popular. If you can't turn your influence into action, all you are is popular. In business, if you can't turn your influence into action, if you can't turn your influence into cash, all you are is popular. So part of the job of your webinar is to turn your influence into action. Part of the job of your webinar is to turn your influence into cash. It really represents a test of your influence. The first thing is, because remember, buying is just an action. The first thing is, did they even show up? The second thing is, did you get them to take action? Are they commenting? Are they asking questions? The third thing is, were you able to get them to invest in themselves? All of these has everything to do with whether you were able to inspire people to take inspired action. And then there's the methodology. There's the process or the system that you use to produce results. Well, what kind of results do people want? There's only one type of results that people want, the type of results that solve their problems, period. So every business is in the problem solving business. So if you're doing a webinar, the first thing you got to ask yourself is, first of all, what problems are the people that's a part of my movement experiencing? And then, right, what is my solution to help them solve it? So let's remember, the movement is the concept of the idea that people rally together around. Got it, check. The message is the thing that I'm saying to inspire those people to take inspired action. The thing that I'm saying, yeah, the thing that you're saying, the thing that we're saying, the thing that the webinar is saying, that inspires people to take inspired action. Powerful people ask what? Powerful questions. Remember, we got that principle? We didn't leave it there. Let's apply it. If the message is the thing that I'm saying to inspire people to take inspired action, what people? It's the people that's a part of your movement. So the thing that you got to understand is your message is not for everybody. Your message is for somebody. So stop getting on your webinar trying to speak to everybody. Speak to the somebodies who showed up. Your message ain't for everybody. It's for somebody. See, marketing, when it comes to marketing, is just as important. Let me say it this way. It's just as important to bring people in as it is to know which people you want to keep out. And so in your marketing, you have to be able to attract the people that you want to bring in, but you have to also be able to repel those people that are really not for you. So it's okay if your message is not for everybody. And when you get to your webinar, especially if you want a high converting webinar, you have to be able to be on message for the people, the inspiring people to take inspired action. What people? The people that's a part of your movement. Your message is not for everybody, it's for somebody. And who are those somebody? The people that's part of your movement. And then you get to your methodology. And the methodology is really that process or system that you use to produce results. Because a message minus a methodology, a message minus a methodology equals no results.
I'm glad that you touched on the messaging piece, because that's one of the biggest problems that, in this tribe that they have is no one is showing up for my webinar. I'm promoting, join my webinar, join my masterclass, but no one is showing up. So the fact that I love the fact that you pointed out that your messaging has to speak to the audience and it has to speak to the problem so that they raise their hand and say, you know what, Shauna's talking to me, Alice is talking to me, Finna is talking directly to me, DeKesha, she's speaking to me, Trevor's stepping on my toes. So I love, and if you could just kind of reiterate that one more time.
And I'm gonna drill down on message too. Yeah, let's go a little bit deeper into the messaging. Okay, so here's the thing: is that you make somebody show up. They make everybody show up. It goes back to what is marketing. Marketing is what I say about myself. What is PR? It's what others say about me. What is viral? When the results of what others are saying about me outperforms what I'm saying about me. See, you make somebody show up. They make everybody show up. Write it down. You make somebody show up. They make everybody show up. So, but they will not make everybody show up unless in your message, you are saying the things to inspire people to take inspired action. So DeKesha, I studied some of the, I Googled like the most inspirational speeches of all time, the most inspirational messages of all time. And what was John F. Kennedy, ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. What came up was Nelson Mandela. What came up was Margaret Thatcher. But do you know what came up as the most inspirational speech in the history of the world?
No.
Dr. Martin Luther King, I Have a Dream speech. So I listened to this speech over and over and over and over again, and I dissected it. And I looked at the methodology that he deployed to inspire a nation of people to take action. So here's the thing. Here's the formula for inspiring messages that inspire people to take inspired action. Here's the formula. I'm gonna dig in my bag of tricks and get the formula out. Here's the thing. First, you got to paint a picture of what's on the opposite side of the action that we want people to take. Normally, we get right to the action that we want people to take, but you have to paint a picture of what's on the opposite side of the action that I want you to take. So when you look at a weight loss, when you look at a Weight Watchers commercial, they don't say, eat this food, lose weight. What they do is they show you a commercial of what happens after that. I remember I saw a picture of what they showed this little girl trying to hug her mama, and she couldn't get her hands around her mama. And then they showed the mama again 6 months later, and they showed the daughter hugging their mama, and basically, I can hug my mama, and it was really touching. They showed a picture of like Oprah Winfrey in like this black shirt, slimmed down, looking all fabulous and stuff, right? Because they painted a picture of what's on the opposite side of the action. And so what happens is the first thing you got to do is to have inspiring messages that inspire people to take inspired action, not just action, but inspired action. Is you got to paint a picture of what's on the opposite side of the action that you want people to take. Write it down. Now, here's the thing. That which is on the opposite side of the action that you want people to take, that which is on the opposite side of the action that you want people to take, that's the vision. That which is on the opposite side of the action that you want people to take, that's the vision. And so your job when you get onto a webinar, your job when you get in front of a microphone, your job when you get in front of a camera, your job is to sell the vision and position the action. Right? Your job is to sell the vision and position the action. So what you have to do to have inspiring messages, to inspire people to take inspired action, the first thing you got to do is you got to get better at painting a picture of what's on the opposite side of the action that you want people to take. And that which is on the opposite side of the action that you want people to take, that's the vision. Because your job is to what? Sell the vision and position the action. I hope y'all taking notes. Because we ain't done there. And so what is vision? Since powerful people ask powerful questions, what is the vision? Here's vision. I must help them see what I see for them. I must help them see as the presenter, as the host, the speaker, the coach, the expert, whatever you call yourself. I must help them see. I must help them see, right? What I see for them. I must help them see what I see for them. I must help them see what I see for them. As a company, as an organization, we must help them see what we see for them. Powerful people ask powerful questions. What do you see for the people that's showing up for your webinar? What do you see for them? Literally. Some of y'all having webinars right now. Everybody that's on here right now, what's your webinar about? Let's go ahead and apply it right now. What's your webinar about? Go ahead and put it in the comment section. Put it in the Facebook group. I don't care if you're watching this live. I don't care if you're watching it on replay. Put it anyway. Note taking is a moneymaker. The hand is a digital recorder for the mind. Learn how to program your mind. Write it. What's your webinar about? Great. Now that you know what your webinar about is, what do you see for the people that's showing up for your webinar? See, I want you, see, here's what Delator McNeil said one time. He said, you got to see it before you see it, or you'll never see it, right? So you got to see these thousands of people showing up for your webinar. You got to see it before you actually see it, or you'll never see it. So I want you to see these people showing up for your webinar. Who are they? What are their problems? This is called your webinar avatar. What are their problems? See for them. See for them. What do you see for them? I must help them see what I see for them. What do you see for them? See, if you write down what you see for them before you even start your webinar, then you have a vision for your people. And the people that's for your, the vision for your people are really the people that's for your movement. So here's the question, is do you have a vision for your people? Or you just want your people to show up? You got to be a visionary. You got to step into being a visionary. See, the secret to having inspiring messages that inspire people to take inspired action is to paint a picture of what's on the opposite side of the action that you want people to take. that which is on the opposite side of the action that you want people to take, that's the vision. The vision is I must help them see what I see for them. And then that leads me to the most important thing. My job is to sell the vision and position the action. Let me say that again. Sell the vision and position the action. And see, if I'm selling the vision, what happens is that before I position the action, I sold something. What was I selling? The vision. So what's the first thing they can buy? The vision. See, you got to get a buy-in on the vision before you ever position the action. Because all buying is an action. I know you want people to buy from you from your webinar. Sell the vision and position the action. But don't position a product. Don't position a service. Don't position until you get a buy-in on the vision. When you get in a buy-in on the vision, you got to get a buy-in on what you see for them. See, once you get to that point, you don't have to really sell the client. They already want to work with you because you've just helped them birth a vision. You've just got them pregnant with possibility. You've just got them pregnant with purpose. And they want to bring that baby into the world. They want to bring that possibility into the world with the person who helped get them pregnant with the possibility to begin with. That's why they want to work with you. That's why they want to invest in your products. That's why they want to invest in your services. Because what they're doing is they bought into the vision, right? They bought into the vision, but they invested in themselves. I want y'all to write that down. See, they buy into the vision, but they invest in themselves. See, y'all don't sell product. Ain't no product pushing platform pimps in here. You do not use your webinar to be some product pushing platform pimp. That's not what you do. What you do is you don't have anything for them to buy other than the vision. What you do is you allow people to invest in themselves through the products and services that you offer. What you do is you allow people to invest in their business through the products and services that you offer. Holler if you're here, brother. See, what's happening is you got to sell the vision inside of that webinar. See, what happens is we get so laser focused in, well, I'm going to talk about this first. I'm going to talk about step 2 next. I'm going to talk about step 3 next. You ain't got no vision for the people. That's why they don't want to hear from you. A movement minus a message equals no action. That's why they ain't taking no action. Because there was no vision. The thing that inspires people, right, is when you have a vision for them. Okay. And then the last thing that I learned about the Martin Luther King speech is allow people to be a part of something greater than themselves. If you look at the I Have a Dream speech, here's what he said. He said, basically, I have a dream. And he started painting a picture that was on the opposite side of the vision that he had for them. And he started talking about, I have a dream of little black boys and little black girls. He talked about a time that existed that was far ahead of the dispensation of time in which he was living in. But he painted a picture. And he painted a picture of what was on the opposite side of the action that he wanted them to take. He wanted them to give up racism. And then after that, you know what I mean? Not only did he have a vision, his vision allowed people to be a part of something greater than themselves. So when you saw the Martin Luther King speech, you saw white people there, black people there, Spanish people there, you saw Jewish people there, because he allowed people to be a part of something greater than themselves. So when somebody buys into your vision, what is that greater thing that they're going to be a part of? This is the essence of the message. You can go ahead and get your 5 steps to being successful, but truth be told, they done heard 5 ways to be successful, 8 ways to lose weight in 10 minutes. They done heard that message over and over again. What they're looking for is the message that's going to set their soul on fire. And the question is that going to be you? All right, DeKesha. I hope we kind of drill down on the message there. I'll let you run the recap before we go into a little bit of the movement, and then we're going to go into really getting that viral factor. But basically, if you ain't got a good message, you ain't going viral nowhere. So let's just, you know what I mean? If your message sucks, you ain't going viral. So let's just get that right out the way. And by the way, listen, if a movement minus a message equals no action, right? So you got a bunch of people, big downline, whole bunch of Facebook followers. I love when people got 5,000 Facebook followers and all this kind of great stuff, but they can't get 10 people show up on their webinar, right? Because that tells me that their messaging is really jacked. And you know what I love, DeKesha, is when they say, oh, by the way, if you don't respond to me, I'm kicking you off my Facebook list. I'm checking in. I'd be thinking, first of all, they should be kicking you off their Facebook list because you ain't
Because your message
inspired them to take action. The reason why they ain't responding to you because you ain't said nothing or done nothing to inspire them to take inspired action. That's why they hit the like button. That's why they don't hit the share button. That's why they ain't commenting on your posts. That's why they ain't giving you no love. The problem is you. So you gotta take some ownership. Michael Jackson said it best. You gotta look at the man in the mirror. You know what I mean? So if you know that today you need to work on your message, all right. Well, why don't you go ahead and go ahead and start to say, write down, I need to work on my message, and then we can at least help you really identify some places that you can go to where you can learn how to really work on your message. I'm going to recommend Speaker Nation. If you don't know anything about it, just put in the comment section. We'll get you some information about it later. If you know that you got a good message, you know what you're talking about, you got the experience, you got the knowledge, but you just don't have any people, right? Then you got to work on your movement because the message minus the movement equals no people. But you got to know what you're working on, right? Now, if you say, I got the message, I got the people, right? I just ain't getting those revenue results. Well, you know, a message minus a methodology equals no results. So you need to work on the process. You need to work on your processes and your systems. You know what I mean? And do you need to work on all three? Yes, but you can't work on all three at the same time. You can't sow and reap at the same time. So you got to work on things. You got to work on what's the biggest problem manifesting itself right now in your life. Okay? So that kind of gives you the message. DeKesha, I'll let you recap, ask any questions that need to be asked, and then we're going to go into the movement because now it's time to get down to the get down. It's like you still got to have a movement. You still got to have a group of people, a concept, an idea that people are rallying together around, which makes them want to show up for the webinar.
No, and I think you hit it on the head. And as we go into what part are we? I know we got to do the viral factor, but I think it's very important that they understand around creating the message and the movement to get people to show up. I mean, once you get clear on your message and what your movement is, you'll be surprised. And I tell people this all the time. Like once you start to share your message and you really own it, people will start to come to you. Like you will attract them, and it just changes the whole. It shifts your whole, your webinar setup, your processes, and things like that. And that's when you can actually start converting because you're actually getting people who are interested in the products and services that you provide because you help solve a problem and you can solve that pain point for that particular person. So I think you hit it on the nail. I think it's time to move into the next section. We got some note takers out there, so I'm trying to keep up with the feed as well.
Good, because note takers are money makers. I can always tell people in the room. I can always tell who's gonna make money because I can always look and see who got a pen in their hands or their fingers on the keyboard. And one of the things you got to know, because there's a principle that drives that, is that the hand is a digital recorder for the mind. And two things I've taught you already: that the hand is a digital recorder for the mind, because the mind can see without the eyes, but the eyes can't see without the mind. Because you got to see it before you see it, or you'll never see it. See, wherever you are in life, your mind got there first. Wherever you are in life, your mind got there first. So the whole key to your success is getting your mind there first. The whole key to your webinar success is getting your mind there first. The reason why I told you to take notes is because the hand is a digital recorder for the mind. See, remember that the mind can see without the eyes, but the eyes can't see without the mind. Note takers are what? Money makers. Note takers are what? Action takers. So let's just apply the principle. Let's just talk about applying this principle. If we know that note takers are money makers, right? And we know that powerful people ask what? Powerful questions, because questions do what? Steer focus. And in this life, you only get what you focus on. And we also know that not only do powerful people ask powerful questions, we know that the mind can see without the eyes, right? We know that the hand is a digital recorder for the mind. The mind ain't got but two functions, y'all. Mind ain't got but two functions. It's got a memory function and it's got a focusing function, right? The memory function is the easiest way for you to program your mind is to write. Because what happens is you free your mind up to bring in new information. When you don't write, your mind is always trying to hold on to the last information that it got. So it doesn't really let new information in because it's trying to hold on. Wait a minute, I want to remember this. I want to remember this. I want to remember this. Then the person says something good, but no, I want to remember that. But what about the last thing that he just said? I forgot that. And see, what happens is you are basically creating a mind block. And so the reason why you take notes is because The hand is a digital recorder for the mind. And what happened is you're programming your mind using picture, and you start to give your mind permission to let new information in. It's not, you don't have an intelligence problem, you got a note-taking problem. And then you had the second part about that. So the mind got two functions. You got a memory function, you got a focusing function. The way you make your mind focus is by asking questions. The purpose of your subconscious mind is merely to answer questions that the subconscious mind puts to it. So if your subconscious, so here's the thing. Your subconscious mind, its purpose is to answer the questions that the conscious mind puts to it. That's the purpose of your subconscious mind. So if you're not consciously asking questions, your subconscious can't do the thing that it does, which is drive your focus to search for the experience, the previous knowledge, or the action that you need to take to produce the result. That's why I keep telling you, powerful people ask powerful questions, because questions is their focus. And in this life, you only get what you focus on. See, if you take notes and ask questions, take notes and ask questions, take notes and ask questions, you are one, using your mind's memory function, and secondarily using the mind's focus function. The whole purpose of the mind's ability to focus is very simple, to help you get something. That's all focus is. Focus is just designed to help you get something.
And you know what?
Yep.
You made a very, very valid point earlier when you said you paint the picture and you sell the vision. And I think for those people that are out there, whether they are on Facebook or in the webinar, I don't even think that they realize that you just solved the problem is why they're not converting on their webinars. I don't even think they realize. And it's because they're going into it with the intention of, I have to sell my product, because this is what they see. But what they're missing is, what is the value in working with you? What is the ultimate goal of transformation, is what I like to call it. What are you actually going to do for that person? What's the vision that this person is going to be able to have on the other side of working with you? So I think might have went over somebody's head, but yeah, you just actually solved the conversion factor for some of these people that are out here having webinars.
Yeah. And I'll also say this is, we didn't come here to beat you up today. We came here to love the brokenness out of you. We came here to love the brokenness out of you. You gotta be like, we didn't come here to beat you up. We came here to love the brokenness out of you. We didn't come to beat you up. We didn't come to hate on you. We came to love what's broken about your webinars, what's broken about your business, what's broken about your bank account. We came to love that out of you. You know what I mean? And so, as you start to get these breakthroughs, these ahas, right? You're going to have to start to train with this stuff, write this stuff down so that you can start utilizing it to produce a breakthrough. So let's get back to the training. Now, I got all these note takers that are money makers, note takers that are action takers. I got all these people that know that the hand is a digital recorder for the mind. I got all of these people that know that the mind can see without the eyes, but the eyes can't see without the mind. See, I got all these people that know that wherever I am in life, my mind got there first. That wherever I am in my business, my mind got there first. I got all these people that remember that you got to see it before you see it, or you will never see it. See, I got some people out there that know some things, some people that's going to create some results. So let's get down to the movement. And that's going back to that first M. That's the concept of the idea that people rally together around. And every movement must have a moment. And those moments must be disruptive. And it's the disruptive moments within your movement that give it momentum. Let me just say that again. Every movement must have a moment. Those moments must be disruptive. And it's the disruptive moments within your movement that give it momentum. Now let's just slow that down a little bit. Every movement has got to have a moment. That moment is a dispensation in time, and that moment must be disruptive, right? That moment, it must be relative. We're talking about impact relative to the moment in time that you exist, right? So every movement must have a moment. Those moments must be disruptive, and it's a disruptive moments within your movement that give it momentum. Some of the reasons why some of y'all webinars don't have no people is, number one, you didn't have the concept of the idea that people rally together around, and then for those people, you did have a concept and idea that people rally together around. You weren't disruptive. You didn't challenge the norm, because what is disruption? Powerful people ask what? Powerful questions. But what is disruption? Disruption means I challenge the norm, challenge what people normally do, challenge what people normally think, challenge what people normally say. You know what? I got a general rule. DeKesha, you know this to be true. If everybody is doing doing one thing, I do exactly the opposite. Everybody doing one thing, I do exactly the opposite.
Yep.
Right? Because I challenge the norm. I challenge what people normally do, challenge what people normally think, challenge what people normally say. Now, most of us, we love challenging people. Yeah, I'm about to challenge you. Challenge, girl, I'm about to, some of y'all, I know y'all right now, girl, I'm about to challenge you. I'm going to challenge you. Challenge what you normally do. I'm going to challenge what you normally think. I'm going to challenge what you normally say. Hey, put that mirror up. You got to challenge what you normally do too.
Mm-hmm.
You got to challenge what you normally think too. You got to challenge what you normally say too. And by the way, if you're not around somebody who's challenging you, you're in the wrong group. Because positive output plus negative resistance is the definition of strength. You don't get stronger by hanging with people who you do not get stronger by hanging in an entourage. That's why MC Hammer went broke when he had an entourage and didn't start getting profitable again until the challenges that forced him to grow his entrepreneurial chops showed up and grew him as an entrepreneur. The entourage broke him. The challenge made him profitable. So if you want me to pat you on your back, that ain't gonna grow you. That's why the webinar challenge existed. Every movement must have a moment. Those moments were disruptive. The webinar challenge was a disruptor. Those disruptive moments are the things that give your movement momentum. So here's the question. Got to ask you a question. What about your webinar is going to be disruptive? What about your methodology that you're teaching in the webinar is going to be disruptive? How are you challenging? You got to challenge what they do, challenge what they think, challenge what they say. What are you challenging? How do you challenge their thinking? To be able to challenge their thinking, you have to have some clue about what they're thinking. How are you challenging what they're saying? What do they normally say? See, when I say challenge what they say, I mean challenge those affirmations. That's why I gave y'all some affirmations right from the very beginning. I gave y'all things to start repeating, right? Remember what I said? That results take as long as results take. And then I gave you an affirmation that some results happen overnight, some happen over time, but regardless, I'll be just fine. That was an affirmation. Challenge what they're saying. What are they saying to themselves? Then challenge what they're doing. Challenge the actions that they take. Every movement must have a moment. Those moments must be disruptive. It's the disruptive moments within your movement that give it momentum. In your webinars, you gotta be willing to challenge it. See, if two of us are the same, one of us ain't needed. So if all of us gonna repeat the same message, well, we just becoming parrots in the marketplace. We just becoming echoes in the marketplace. I don't need a parrot. I don't need an echo. I need a visionary. They don't need an echo. They don't need a parrot. What they need is a visionary. They need somebody that's willing to disrupt their life. Because what happens is the things that they're doing currently in their life is not producing the results that they're looking for. And see, that's the thing. Many people will choose a familiar misery before a foreign happiness. What do you choose? What are you choosing for them? I must help them see what I see for them. All right. So that gives us kind of a bit of a framework and a foundation for where we're going. So that being said, let's go a little bit deeper into this viral thing. I know that one of the things that I used to hear people say all the time is I would hear people say things like content is king, content is king, content is queen, and all this kind of great stuff. But the reality is that right now there is no lack of content on the internet anymore. There was a time where it's like, yeah, content was king because there was no internet. There was a deficit of content. Now there's too much content. So content is not the thing that's going to break your business through. And so what happens is we got to get out of our mind that because your webinar is a type of content, right? Content is not king. Content is not queen. That was last year. That was 10 years ago. There is no deficit of content anymore. Right now, I want you to write this down. Content syndication is king. Content syndication is queen. It's about syndicating my content. And so today I want to introduce y'all to what I call the Oprah Effect, right? And in the Oprah Effect, here's what the Oprah Effect says. You look at Oprah, you look at Steve Harvey, you look at Rush Limbaugh, you look at Russ Park, you look at any of these media moguls. I'm gonna stick with Oprah because I just love a sister, right? But and I just love how she represents. But when you look at how they built their media empire, did they have content? Yes. Did they speak to the people? Yes. Did they have inspiring messages that inspired people to take action? Yes. Did they have a movement? Yes. Did they have a concept, an idea that people rallied together around? Yes. Absolutely, they had all of that. But once they had all of that stuff in place, once they got their message out, the next thing that they did was they syndicated their message. They syndicated their message. And that's why you would have like an ABC affiliate in Atlanta, an ABC affiliate in Kentucky, an ABC affiliate in Maryland, an ABC affiliate in Kansas. And what would happen is they would carry the Oprah show. What they would do is they would carry the Steve Harvey show. The radio stations would carry the Rush Limbaugh show. The radio stations would carry all of these different shows. And what happens is because they created what we refer to as syndication agreement. And what happens is these days, people are producing content and they are not syndicating it, right? And we're going to talk about that syndication factor because this is one of the things that really help you go viral. It's that Oprah effect. And so what happens is we are depending on ourselves, right? We are depending on ourselves to get the message out. Remember, marketing is what you say about yourself. PR is what others say about you. Viral is when your PR results outperform your marketing results. It's what other people are doing with your products, your service, your mission, your message. It's what they are doing with it. And so one of the things that we want them to do is we want them to start to syndicate your message. So for most of us, the average, what I would call infopreneur, coach, speaker, author, are running a syndication factor of less than 3 to 5. And so let's talk about your syndication factor. Your syndication factor is how many different places that you are putting your content that has a following of 500 or more people. It's how many different places where you are placing your content where it has a following of 500 or more people. And so we know that if you do your webinar, that's great. And you might do it, let's just say, you might do your webinar using Webinar Jam, okay? And there are people that see it there, okay? That's a syndication factor of 1. Maybe you put it on some other webinar platform like Webinar Ignition. Maybe you put it there, right? Maybe you use Google Hangouts for those people who are still using that. That's a syndication factor of 1. But where are some of the other places that you might place that content once you get them to register and things like that? Well, once that content is done, you got to syndicate it. See, we're not talking about what happens live. We're talking about what happens after your video is done. That's where the syndication is done. Many of the shows that we see that get syndicated today, a lot of them are pre-recorded. A lot of them get pre-recorded. Some shows, they may broadcast live and then on the East Coast and then rebroadcast on the West Coast at 8 a.m., but played it on the East Coast at 8 a.m. as well. So they might wait 3 hours before they play it really syndicated, right? Or basically live, but not really live. So we're talking about your syndication factor. And so the first thing is, where are some of the places that you want to syndicate? And then what are some of the tools necessary to help you syndicate? So number 1, let's talk about your Facebook syndication. Okay, number 1, everybody should be, your videos should be rebroadcasted. I didn't say shared. I said rebroadcasted live in at least 3 to 5 Facebook groups. How many did I say, DeKesha?
3 to 5.
3 to 5. So let's write that down. So that,
and you said rebroadcasted. You didn't say share.
Okay, got it. Okay, so we have 5. So right now we now have a syndication factor of 6, right? So we have broadcasted to, and remember, we're talking about rebroadcasting in places where they have a following of 500 or more people. Remember, they have a movement, a concept, an idea that people rally together around, okay? So 3 to 5 Facebook groups that have a following of 3, anywhere between broadcast to 3 to 5 Facebook groups, broadcast, or rebroadcast, and they have to have a following of at least 500 or more people, okay? Now, that gives us a syndication factor of 6, 5 plus the original live one. So now our syndication factor has gotten up to 6, okay? The next thing you want to do is you want to rebroadcast to a minimum, right, of 5, right, 5 to 10 Facebook fan pages. So Facebook fan pages, okay? Live. So you did, and I'm gonna tell you how to create these syndication agreements, because that's all Steve Harvey made his money, because he syndicated to other places and he was able to multiply the effect. So if you sold on your webinar, let's just say you sold on your webinar and you made 50 sales. Well, what if I go and sell on DeKesha's page? Now I get 50 more sales. And what if I broadcast my video, broadcast now, rebroadcast that on, let's say, Shayna's page, and I get 50 more sales? So what syndication multiplies whatever result that you are getting from your primary webinar. Syndication multiplies whatever result that you are getting from your primary webinar. Okay, it multiplies, a multiplication effect. I did not say share the video. I said rebroadcast the video, as in play it as though it's live. When I say rebroadcast, I mean play it as though it's live. Now, typically, I have high standards. So between my Facebook groups and my Facebook fan pages, I get myself to a minimum. If you want to raise the bar, right, push is a minimum of 20 places. So some of y'all have seen me broadcast live on DeKesha's page, but she didn't share it, she broadcast it. So it was showing up as though DeKesha was going live, but it was showing my video. And so I might have sold 50 products and services on my own personal broadcast, and now I sold another 50 to people that DeKesha knew, because she rebroadcast. She became what's called a broadcast syndicate, right? So one of the things that you got to do is you got to start seeking out broadcast syndicates. That's not just people you go in there and you just, you just post your stuff in their group and you don't know if they let you post it or not. No, I'm talking about people that you have syndication agreements with. And so this becomes very important. So between your Facebook groups and your Facebook profiles, right, you want to get to at least 20. So you got about 5 to 10 fan pages, right? And at least 3 to 5 Facebook groups. But I kind of push myself. I want 10 fan pages, I want 10 Facebook groups. Now, in addition to that, write this down. You want at least 20 personal syndication relationships. These are people who you have relationships with that will allow or create a relationship that will allow for the syndication of your videos on their page, personal page. This ain't their fan page, this ain't their group, this is their personal page, okay? Now, I like 20, so you got the 20, the other 10, and the other 10, plus your one, you're really running a syndication factor of 40, between about 30, somewhere between 30 and 40. You got a syndication factor of really, let's just say 40 for now. Now, why is that, right? Now, what I call these, when everybody write this down, I call these cross syndication agreements. Cross syndication agreement. DeKesha and I have a cross syndication agreement. So there are times when she carries my content and times where I carry her content. By the way, let me talk about this. Look, part of your cross syndication agreement is your agreement to carry their content and their agreement to carry your content. You want to know what the problem is with a lot of y'all Facebook pages? A lot of y'all, let me tell you why y'all social media sucks. I'm not saying y'all, but if the shoe fits, you ain't got to raise your hand. The whole secret to social media is take the doggone social off of it. It's just media. Treat your Facebook fan page, treat your Facebook group, treat your Facebook profile like a television station. And on a television station, you need content. And all the content can't be the same. So you need syndication agreements where you start to carry content from other people anyway, and they start to carry your content. So now you got a syndication factor of 40. By the way, if you want to do 6 figures in the webinar space, you need a syndication factor, you need a minimum syndication factor of 20. You need a minimum syndication factor of 20. Minimum. If you want to have a consistent 6-figure webinar life, everybody write down 6-figure webinar life. Everybody write down 6-figure webinar life. And I love when DeKesha introduced it. And by the way, wait till y'all see her upcoming best-selling book called six-figure webinar life. It's dope. It's like dope. I've kind of got a chance to kind of sneak behind the scenes and kind of see it, but she has this upcoming book called Six-Figure Webinar Life. Everybody kind of put that in the comment section below, and it's really for brand new entrepreneurs who are trying to monetize their business in the digital space. Everybody just put hashtag six-figure webinar life. Everybody just put there six-figure. She might get y'all a secret copy of the book. That's what I'm trying to put y'all down. Hashtag six-figure webinar life. But you need to be running a minimum syndication factor of 20. Ideal, if you want it to be sustainable, you need to run a minimum syndication factor of 40. So you got 40 just coming from Facebook relationships alone. Now, the thing that you got to understand is Facebook is also where videos go to die. So they are great for immediate impact. They're terrible for long impact. It's great for immediate impact, but it's terrible for long-term impact. So you can't put all your eggs in one basket. So then you have that syndication factor, okay? So now you're up to about 40 just using Facebook. Then the next thing you want to do is you also want to broadcast to what? Now you want to also broadcast to YouTube Live. You want to broadcast to YouTube Live, right? Now, the reason why you want to broadcast to a YouTube channel, right? Which is, by the way, don't just do YouTube Live. It's YouTube Live into a YouTube channel. YouTube Live into a YouTube channel. You need to have at least 5 to 10 YouTube relationships. Typically, YouTube is a little bit harder to get a following because they really now just really started to get more deeper into kind of followers and subscribers, and they're still kind of working that out. So you really want people to have at least a subscription, 100 or so subscribers. Now, sometimes I may do different relationships because sometimes your YouTube following gets stronger the more content you put on it, right? So Facebook is where people go to interact live, right? YouTube is really where that content becomes more searchable content. So it's going to be critical that you choose the right title and the right description. And you should always be doing this when you're doing your rebroadcast anyway. So typically I like anywhere between 5 to 10 relationships in the YouTube space for people who have YouTube channels. If they don't have one, you might create some relationships with people who create one because they start building content and you start carrying content. Remember, you're starting to you're taking the social off of social media and you're dealing with it like it's just media, okay? Now, you will see down that you'll be like, okay, now I'm rebroadcasting live to these different stations, okay? So I'm rebroadcasting to all these different these Facebook places. I'm rebroadcasting to all these YouTube spaces, okay? Then the next thing you want to do is, guess what? Periscope is still a thing. Yep. And I like to broadcast to anywhere between 1 to 3 Periscope spaces. So now you're getting into your 50s. You're like 51, 52. You're running a syndication factor of 51 to 52 different spaces. Now, okay, we got a syndication factor like 52, right? Now let's get this. Now you want to also get your content that you've now been kind of pushing to these different places. You want to get your content onto your blog, right? You want to get your content onto your podcast as a video and an audio. So let's talk about you need to get it onto at least 5 different podcasting platforms. So you got the Apple podcasting platform, you got the Google podcasting platform, you got Stitcher, you got Sound FM, right? Now keep in mind, you got Apple video blog, Apple audio blog. That's 2 right there. Then you got Google video blog, Google audio blog. Then you got Stitcher video blog, Stitcher video podcast, Stitcher audio podcast. And in case I didn't say podcast, I'm talking about these are all podcasts. So Apple Podcast video, Apple Podcast audio, Google Podcast video, Google Podcast audio, Stitcher Podcast audio, Stitcher Podcast video. Then you have SoundCloud, which is all audio, right? And then you have double take, which is audio and video. So right now you're getting close to about 10 different places where you can place the audio and the video from your broadcast. Well, how do you do that? Well, you can use a repurpose.io, which will take your Facebook Lives or your YouTubes and strip the audio and post it to your different podcast places, or post it as a video to your different podcast places and simultaneously post it to your blog. So we've just added on easily another 10 there. Now you got a syndication factor of 60. Now I just want you to think about something. Whatever result that you were producing just by yourself on your one little Facebook page, your one little webinar, your one little webinar jam, your one little Zoom, you just multiply it by 60. See, content is not king. Content syndication is king. And so what happens is you'll go doing this webinar challenge, you'll go to start to extend the results that you are producing is you need to get to a syndication factor of 20. Now watch this. I'm gonna help some of y'all get to that syndication factor now, and then I'm gonna help y'all with the software you need to do this. Right? There's very few software that exists that is going to help you do what I'm talking about. Because remember, if the work is too hard, you got the wrong tool. So some of y'all thinking about, oh, we sharing these videos out and clicking here and all that kind of stuff. No. You know what I mean? Is that you gotta automate that thing. You gotta automate that thing. So you gotta automate your results. You gotta automate your business and multiply your results. So here's what happened. Everybody that is doing webinars, you're part of the webinar challenge. You came to the party late, you came to the party early. Go ahead and put in the comment section below, I do webinars, and put what your webinar is about. Now, if you know the title of your webinar, put the title of your webinar. I want everybody to do it right now. I'm gonna give everybody a second. Now, you want to know what's so funny? You don't know whether this webinar you're watching is a rebroadcast or is it live. You think you know. You really think you know. You want me to tell you the truth? 5 of y'all probably saw it live. The rest of y'all watching a rebroadcast, straight up. I know it's shocking. Yeah, because for most of y'all right now, I'm either at the bar having a drink of red wine, a Merlot, because I'm a red wine drinker, or I'm on the beach somewhere. Because you can always make more money, but you can't make more time. So don't let people waste your time. You don't know if you're watching live or not right now. So what I'm telling you is that syndication, you can still get the same results. See, the number one problem facing today's entrepreneur is an addiction to our labor as the primary mechanism by which we generate revenue. Some of y'all gotten too used to working too daggone hard. If the work is too hard, you got the wrong tool. I ain't trying to grind. I ain't trying to hustle. No. I'm too old for that. I ain't got, as the lady said, ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. So syndication will also reduce your labor. And do you have to initially put in some work? Yes. But then your goal is to basically reduce your labor while simultaneously raising your profits. Okay? So everybody's put their name of their webinar in the comment section below. Here's the thing. Everybody in here can cut a syndication agreement with somebody that's on this webinar right now by putting your stuff in the comment section. And see, there's people watching all over the world. Some of y'all about to get your content into South Africa. Some of y'all about to get your content into London. Some of y'all going to get it into spaces and places that you've never been. Some of y'all about to meet some people that you've never known. Remember, marketing is what you say about yourself. PR is what others say about you. PR is what others do with your content. See, viral is when your PR results outperform your marketing results. Trying to take you to go viral. This is the Oprah effect. This is the viral effect. They cut syndication agreements. Oprah cut syndication agreements. Steve Harvey cut syndication agreements. The thing about it is, you can too. You ain't got a Facebook page. You got a media empire. Webinar. You ain't got no webinar. You got a media empire. You ain't got no web camera. You got a media empire. Oprah got a media empire. Guess what? Trevor Otts got one too. So you're trying to get your syndication factor up. And by the way, I want everybody to start connecting with people in what's name, because these are people that you can cut syndication agreements with. Most of the people on here are already influencers, right? And because they're influencers, they probably already got Facebook groups, fan pages, YouTube channels, Periscope channels that you can already cut syndication agreements in, cross syndication agreements that they carry your content, you carry their content. And so long as that content is in harmony, okay, all right. Now people have a reason to come to your page because people don't want to come to your page and just see you. All right. So now that kind of gets us to where we're going to. What if there was software that existed that helped you syndicate your software to any place you wanted it to go? What if you could get people to broadcast your stuff on YouTube and Facebook and Periscope and when Instagram switches to their RTMP setup, there's so many spaces and places that you can broadcast into. I just named a few. I just named enough to really get you to that 50 to 60 space. So I want you to challenge yourself to get to 20. See, the thing is we get so used to the one piece of content that the content that we produce, and we keep producing more content and producing more content and producing more content. And we got so much content that just died out there. It's just dead. We just left it out there, just lonely. Like, here's the content. I produced it, gone, just dead. Some of y'all got content you like, I need to read. Some of y'all, when y'all get off this call, you be like, hold up, I got some content I can use right now. I'm about to go up on my Facebook Live, and I'm about to start downloading that stuff right now. I'm about to get all my videos off there because I need to be rebroadcasting that stuff right now. See, let me tell you something. I want you to hear the hell out of me right now. One good webinar can produce you $100,000 straight up.
Woo-wee!
Focus on one webinar done really well and syndicate the hell out of it.
Just one. Good thing.
One good webinar and syndicate the hell out of it. You got to start dealing with influencers. Look, you focusing on the content, you need to focus on the relationships. You got to learn how to network for your net worth. Come on, holler if you're here, brother. You can go ahead and hit the happy. You can hit the little up sign. You can hit the like button. It's okay with me. You got this. Listen, I'm telling you right. You got to syndicate the hell out of your content. One good webinar, record it correctly with the right message that's inspiring people to take inspired action. Guess who? These people that's part of your movement. These become your first syndication partners. And then get this. If you really want to take it to the next level, you can even make it profitable for them by creating an affiliate network that they now get paid off of rebroadcasting your stuff when somebody buys as a result of their broadcast using paid Kickstart. I'm just saying, you know, look, these are the type of things that we get down with. You know what I mean? And if you really want to get connected, you know, just, you know, hit a brother up and we'll talk about that stuff later. But DeKesha, I'm going to let you recap, right? Because I ain't going to tell them about your book. I ain't going to tell them about that book, right?
You really just do that, though.
Right. But, you know, what I'll do is I'll let you recap, and then we'll spend the last 5 to 10 minutes going over the software that's going to change their life.
Awesome. All right. So you heard it here first. Don't ever say that I did not let you behind the scenes of how we get down. And I know that you guys have probably seen me syndicate videos time and time again. And we constantly use this software, this tool, to magnify our message. And so, I mean, and I hate to use this phrase, but it works. And when you really want to get your message to the masses, you have to use content syndication. So listen, and I love it because you guys hear me say it all the time, but when someone else says it just validates it. So I'm going to say it one last time before I turn it back over and let Trevor show you the software. One webinar, one really good, fabulous movement message. I mean, just one can take you to $100,000. Just one.
And he's going to show you how. If you will turn on screen sharing, it says that they have to host is disabled, attendee screen sharing. So you have to turn on the screen.
That's how
power over here. Right. Yeah, brother, get a little power over here. You know, I know you done took it all the power, but get a brother power over here. You know?
I guess I'll go ahead and share some of these rights. All right, you should be good now.
Okay, good. So I'll minimize the screen real quick, and I will just hit the. Now listen, I always give a what is it, a
disclaimer?
A disclaimer, yeah. What you said there. Whatever you see on my screen.
Oh Lord.
Oh Lord. I'm messing with you.
You might want to wait before you share.
I don't know. You know, people be sending you messages. I'm like, oh, it goes. What's that song? It goes down in the DM. Dun, 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 it
Yes,
goes
it
down.
does.
You know, see, you need some teenagers in your life. You know about going down in the DM.
I have two. I
Oh yeah, that's right.
officially have two.
Ah,
Officially.
let me hit share my screen real quick.
All right, so this is the moment that you guys have been waiting for, the software for the content syndication. Pay attention.
Okay, hold up 1 second. I'll put it here. There you go. And 1 second. Hit this here. Where did my Zoom go? Oh, there it is right there. Zoom. Let's hit share. And let's hit Chrome here. And let's optimize for full screen. And let's hit share. Okay, DeKesha, let me know if you can see my screen.
You got it.
Okay. Now you seeing my website screen or you seeing yourself on the screen too?
I see both. So I see the
So I'll
internet.
minimize
Yeah.
I'll minimize myself so nothing blocks it.
And then I see me. So I'm gonna take, matter of fact, I'm gonna turn my camera off so that we can see the complete screen.
Ditto. I'll do the same thing.
There we go.
And you can still see the screen?
Yep, there you go.
Okay, so what you guys are looking at now is for the first time ever, it's never been shown publicly. It's only been used for clients that are invested at $20,000 and above, and most high performing, highly profitable clients. And it's the first time ever that it's been released to the public, meaning it's been released to you. And today we're going to talk about probably one of the easiest software that you're going to ever see. And we're going to also talk about how to use it to make money, like real money. Okay. Now, by the way, DeKesha, I'm going to also pull up my Facebook Live here. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
And do you see my Facebook?
It's coming up.
Yet? Okay. Got it. So I got my Facebook. Can you see my Facebook? Okay, good. All right. And now you see me back to my other screen. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to show you the new software. It's called Easy Restream. It's called Easy Restream. Now, before y'all already start hunting me down and saying, how do I get access to it? What do I need to do? Anything like that. All you need to do is we're limiting access to the first 100 people. We're limiting access to the first 100 people, and you have to text DeKesha. So you don't text Trevor, you text DeKesha, and we're going to talk about how to get access to this software. The purpose of this software is designed to take content, pre-recorded content that you've already recorded, and to put it into a platform that will allow you to syndicate it. So right now, let's just talk about how to use the software. So let's just say right now I'm logged in and I'm going to click on manage broadcast rooms. And so you start out on this section right here, and I'm going to create a broadcast room called DeKesha. I'm going to create a broadcast room called DeKesha, right? And this is, when you create a broadcast room, it's just like creating a television station, okay? It's like, okay, so you are the television station, and then you got to create a channel within your station. So let's put it that way. You are the television station, and you got to create a channel within this station. So I have my own station, right? And within my station, right, I'm going to create a channel called DeKesha's Greatest Hits. What about that? Nah. You know what I'm going to call it? I'm going to call it Six Figure Lifestyle. I'm going to name it right after her upcoming bestseller, Six Figure Webinar Lifestyle. Okay. And I'm going to hit save. So now, just like that, I've created a channel, and it's called DeKesha's Six Figure Lifestyle. And you will see it's, let me just move some of this stuff out the way. And DeKesha, do you see that bar? Is that bar showing up on the screen, or is it just showing up?
No, I don't see whatever you were trying to move. I don't see it.
Okay, good. I just want to make sure. All right, so you see, you can see at the bottom, you see DeKesha Six Figure Lifestyle. Okay, and I'm going to click on it, and now I'm just going to see it on. I see it on the left hand corner in the bottom, and
Mm-hmm.
DeKesha, see it at the bottom where it
Mm-hmm.
says Six Figure Lifestyle.
I see it at the bottom.
I'm going to click Six Figure Lifestyle, and right now there's nothing in there. So this is my channel. My channel is what? Six Figure Lifestyle. And so now that I'm in Six Figure Lifestyle, the first thing that Six Figure Lifestyle needs is it needs some videos, right? So I'm going to check upload videos, and I'm going to choose some videos. I'm going to go here to movies, and I'm just going to choose a video to upload. So I have some old videos here, and I'll choose, let's just say, I'm going to choose one of these older videos that I've broadcast before. I'll go ahead and I'll choose this one, and I'll hit open. And so now what you're seeing is you're starting to see this video, and you're starting to see it uploading, and basically you're going to see it kind of show up here. Okay. So the video is just uploading, and basically the first thing you got to do is just upload your videos. What videos do you upload? You upload your pre-recorded videos. Let me say this. Once you upload your videos, they stay uploaded. Once you upload your videos, you stay uploaded. They stay uploaded.
Love that.
So in other words, first thing I'm telling everybody to do is go get all your videos,
Mm-hmm.
get that stuff, and then upload it. Okay. And then the second thing that you got to do, is now you got to tell it where do you want to broadcast it to. So you can see here where I'm gonna put stream name. I'm gonna say stream name. Let's just say I'm gonna broadcast to DeKesha's page. Okay. And basically it says, well, where's DeKesha's stuff at? So I can say it's custom, but in this case, it's like DeKesha's Facebook page. And it's going to ask me for one thing. All it wants to know is what's DeKesha's stream key. Everybody write down stream key. If I was doing Trevor's, if I was doing YouTube, it would say, okay, here's the YouTube. It already knows the address to where YouTube stuff must be broadcast. So all it wants to know is the YouTube stream key. If you don't know this by now, everything about broadcasting has become much more unified and simple. Everything really now is based upon stream keys. Now, the reason why you use stream keys in your broadcast is because no Facebook and YouTube won't let you broadcast to them at the same time using the API. They will only let you broadcast to them at the same time if you're using stream keys. Because the whole universe is based upon stream keys. That's a little bit technical, but it's basically it's the universal format for web streaming. So typically everything is governed by what's called your RTMP, real-time media protocol, right? Stream key, right? And so this comes down to your stream key. So what I'm going to do, DeKesha, I see that our panel, this thing is almost 78% done, right? So it's at 83%. And so DeKesha, I'm going to show them where to go to get their stream key. And if you,
shucks,
if you will go ahead and send me your stream key, I'm going to show them how to do it, right? Because I'm going to show them how to stream to your page, and then I'm going to show them also simultaneously how to stream to other pages at the same time. So,
all right. So you want me to send you my stream key?
Yeah, go ahead and send me your stream key, but you can send it to me via or you can send it to me. You can send it to me as a private message in Zoom. That'll work.
All right.
Now I'm going to show them this. By the way, everybody notice that that the video is already uploaded. Okay, so you see right there, there's the video, and everybody just see the video. Okay, and you see it here, right here in the middle section. Okay, and I'm going to show everybody what Facebook wants. They want the stream key. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to go to Facebook, and when I get to Facebook, I'm going to click here. Just going to turn up some of this stuff here. Okay, and let's go here. So I'm on my normal Facebook page, and all I'm going to do is everybody get the same thing. All I'm going to do is click on live video. That's all I'm going to do. All I did was click on live video, And in a second, some options are going to come up. Okay. Now let's close this real quick. Yeah, it's moving a little slower than normal because, of course, we're broadcasting. Okay. Now, DeKesha, is everybody seeing my page?
Yes, I can see where to get the stream key.
Mic check, DeKesha.
Mic check, mic check. Can you hear me?
Mic check, mic check.
Yes, loud and clear.
Hold up 1 second.
Did we lose your sound?
Mic check, mic check. Let's see. Let's see right here.
Can you guys still hear me loud and clear?
Mic check, DeKesha.
Yes, can you hear me? I can hear you.
Mic check, mic check.
There you go. Can you hear me now? I feel like the Sprint commercial.
Mic check, mic check.
Uh-huh.
Let's just make sure I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
1 second. DeKesha, if you're talking, I can't hear you, so give me a second. Okay, 1 second. Some kind of way we lost that sound. Let's see here. Let's go to same as system.
Okay, cool. They can hear both.
Okay, so you can hear me. Okay, so at least you can hear me.
Uh-huh.
Okay. And okay, so I see DeKesha, you said you can hear me, but I can't hear you. So just 1 second. Let's just make sure. Let's just go here. And let's just here. 1 second, DeKesha. Looks like we got a little bit of freezing going on here, but don't worry, we'll be just fine. Okay, there we go. Let's just see here. Okay, DeKesha, can you hear me?
I can. Can you hear me?
Okay. And you can hear me.
Are you back now?
Yeah, it's like charge me up.
I was going to say, okay, now you were muted for a second. All right, boom. You ready?
Yep, let me just switch AirPods. So 1 second, I'll just switch AirPods. So we get back to it. I switch trusty AirPods. So 1 second. Okay, and I'll just hit connect.
This is good.
Okay. All right, now I pull my Facebook back up. I thought it was a Facebook problem, so it wasn't. So I
was going to say you muted yourself.
All righty. Mic check, mic check.
Yep.
You can hear me loud and clear?
Mm-hmm.
All right, 1 second. I just want to check. I want to check one other thing just to make sure everything is. Mic check, mic check.
Okay, you're back now.
Okay, good. All right, good enough. Just wanted to make sure. All right, so let's kind of make this happen for the people. Let me just minimize this real quick. By the way, don't forget to send me your
stream key sent. I'll send it again.
Where'd you send it to? The messages?
And in Zoom message.
Okay. Send it to me again when you get a chance. Oh, I see it. Okay, good.
Oh, hold on. Yeah.
I see it. Okay. All right. So first things first is let's just go over to Facebook Live. Right. I'm gonna hit. I'm gonna go here, and I just hit live. Okay. And let's just make sure a few things here. All right. Can you hear me, DeKesha?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, good. So I got my AirPod, got my trusty AirPod back working. That's one thing about these AirPods. They only last an hour and a half, you know. Microphone, AirPods, you know, all that kind of good stuff. Oh, it's just great. Anyway, okay. So here is what we're looking for. You're looking for in Facebook Live, you're looking for your stream key. You see where it says your server URL, and you see where it says your persistent stream key. Many of you have not set your persistent stream key. So you have to check that box. It'll create a persistent stream key. The persistent stream key is so that you don't have to create a new key every time. If you use a persistent stream key, it's like your ID. So you can use it over and over again. And if somebody ever gets a hold of it, you can just reset it and get a new persistent stream key. But everybody wants to have a persistent stream key. And I'm going to show you what we're going to do with that stream key in just a second. Okay. So we're going to go on over to our trusty easy restream. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take DeKesha's stream key first. We're going to stream to her page first. And let me just click on the messages real quick. So I'll click on chat and I'm going to go here and I'm going to just get her stream key. She's already sent me her stream key. So many of y'all can't see that, but she's already sent me her stream key and I'm going to plug her stream key in right here. So I'm just going to, all I did was copy and paste the stream key. That's all I did. So you're going to see here where I'm going to copy and paste the stream key, right? I'm making sure there's no spaces at the beginning and I'm making sure there's no spaces at the end. Okay. And I'm going to hit save. Okay. I'm going to hit save right now. Okay. And so that is my first syndication partner, DeKesha. All she gave me was her stream key. Now I'm going to hit the plus button and add another person. Okay. And now I'm going to add myself. So I'm going to put facebook.com. I'm going to put Trevor Otts, and I'm going to go over here and remember my stream key. All I'm going to do is hit copy. All right. And I'm just going to put my stream key here. Right. And then what am I going to do? Right. All I'm going to do is hit what? Save. So I got two places that I'm getting ready to broadcast to right now. I'm getting ready to broadcast to right now. And I got two options. Right now, all I have is one video, so I can hit push the file. Or if I got multiple videos, which I'm going to show you how to do that in a second, I can hit push the playlist. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to push, we're going to broadcast this live right now. So those people who are literally watching right now, right, you can go over to DeKesha's page right now and you're getting ready to see this page. So if you can go to DeKesha's personal page and DeKesha.
So that's my fan page because we're live on my personal page. So that's my fan page.
So go to DeKesha Williams fan page, go to her fan page. If you go to her fan page, and in just a second, you're getting ready to see this video. Okay. Now I'm going to show you what's going to happen. Okay. And then DeKesha, we're going to take it live. So we told them now how to do it real time. And then we'll show them also how to schedule it. Okay. So right now, we're going to go to DeKesha's page. I'm going to go ahead and hit push. So I'm just going to go here and I'm going to hit push the playlist. But because I'm only dealing with one individual file, I'm going to go here to the right and just push the file. Now, if you had multiple videos, you would do playlist. If you had one video, you go to push file. So I'm going to hit push file. And for purpose of discussion, what I'm going to do is I'll just push it to your fan page. But basically, you can add as many streaming targets as you want. So you can say, if I got 20, remember all of those syndicates that you had? Every time you add a new syndicate, you just add them here. You put their persistent stream key in, and that's it. And so all you need is their persistent stream key for them to be an affiliate of yours, a broadcast syndicate of yours. Okay. So let's go to DeKesha's. Okay. And I will hit minimize. And okay, so we're going to broadcast to DeKesha's right now. I'm going to hit push file. And DeKesha, do you have your Facebook Live up?
Hold on, not on my computer. And DeKesha.
And you just want to have it. I'm gonna show you exactly where you want to have it at, DeKesha. You would see you want it right on this screen, the same as mine. I want to show everybody what's going to happen when they see my screen.
Oh, you want me? Okay, hold on a second. I'll go right there.
It should be right there. All right, so I put a little message there. All right, let me know when you got it right to this right screen right here, DeKesha. And by the way, all I did was add the video and then tell it where I wanted to play it to.
Okay,
All
I'm
you gotta
there.
do. Okay. Now I'm gonna go ahead and hit push the file right here. So you see push file because I'm only dealing with one file. But if I'm multiple files, I hit push the playlist. So I hit push file. And it says basically, well, how do I want to encode it? For this situation, you can choose do not encode, and that'll be fine. But I always like to choose 720. And I'm just gonna hit start. You're gonna see that the video is starting to play the video, and you can see the bit rate, and you can see the time, and it's pushing the video. And if you look, it's already showed up here. So you see now it showed up here. And now I'm going to, and DeKesha, you should see the video showed up on your end. Do you see it?
One moment, please. All right, is it live?
Mm-hmm.
All right,
make sure you got your right stream key. And if you're on the connect screen, you'll see here. So you'll see that now on my connect screen, my video is coming in. And all I would have to do is hit go live. Let me know if you need to reset it, reset your stream.
Oh, yeah, hold on.
Okay, no worries there. So, but you can see all I would have had to do was hit go live, and this thing would have started broadcasting as though it was live. So I'm gonna hit stop pushing for just a second so we can let you.
Yeah, I didn't, hold on, let me see.
No worries.
Go back to my connect.
And what I'll do is I'll open up another Facebook page also so we can do the same thing for Facebook groups, fan page. So I'll go over here and I'll go to one of our fan pages. I'll go to the Trevor Otts fan page. How about that?
All right, so I'm back here, and let me see the stream key.
Okay, and make sure you choose persistent stream key here, and then all you gotta do is hit copy to your stream key, and then leave it right on that screen. Now, by the way,
that's what it is. Yeah, we gotta reset it.
Yeah, that's okay. This is the way that you do it manually. We're gonna also show you that once you know your stream key, you only have to do this part one time. You know what I mean? You just got to know your stream key. Okay. I see your message come in, DeKesha. I'm going to go here.
No. There you go. That one.
The new one.
That's the persistent one. Yeah. New one.
Okay, I got it. I see your persistent stream key. And it ends with the last letter U, correct?
You got it. That's the right one.
Okay, so no words there. So I'll go here. And I'll just delete the old one out. Okay. I'll just go here. Make sure there's no spaces at the beginning. And make sure there's no spaces at the end. Sometimes you can copy the space. Okay. I'll just hit save. Okay. And okay, DeKesha, are you still on your connect screen? This screen right here?
Yes, I'm on the connect. Yep, I'm on that one.
Okay.
So let's roll.
Okay, so I'm gonna hit push the file right here. I'm gonna choose 720p. I'm gonna hit start. And this is what's happening.
Oh no, someone's taking over my computer.
Yes. Okay. So you see,
I see it.
The video. Okay, you see a video, right?
I got you.
Give your video a title. I chose Why Black CEO, Why Now, which is a Black CEO organization. And then I'll just hit go live. And then hit go live. And if y'all go over to her fan page, y'all gonna see it now. So I'm gonna hit go live. And if you are on my fan page right now, if you're on my personal page, you're getting ready to see this video playing on my page live, and it's also DeKesha's page live. Okay. And DeKesha, do you see it on your page?
Got it. Let me pull it up.
Okay, why don't you pull it up and show it to people on your page?
So this is what's streaming right now to the DeKesha C. Williams fan page.
Okay, so why don't you go to the actual page itself?
So someone asked the question, do you have to enter in the persistent key every time? So the answer to the question is no. As long as you click the box beside persistent stream key, you will use that. You will consistently use the same key every time. So no, you do not have to change it every single time. And of course, it's a little bit slow because we're
because we're
streaming.
broadcasting at the same time. Yeah. And so what's happening is the reason why you want to use a persistent stream key is for that exact reason. So you don't have to constantly keep doing it over and over and over again. And that's really one of the benefits.
Great question, though.
Excellent question. And what's
Mm-hmm.
so is this is a rebroadcast, and already 8 people are watching this. So on mine, 8 people are now watching. You know what I mean? So it's probably get up to a couple of hundred viewers. This video is a year and a half old. It's a year and a half old, but it still is producing results a year and a half later. And that's the benefit of a really well done video.
Somebody from the broadcast is watching. Is like, wow.
Right. So, so now you're starting to see kind of the power of syndication. Okay.
So I see this. I see the live button over here, so I know it's live.
Yeah, I'll go to your page right now. Hold on one second. Let me go to your page. I'll go to your page. DeKesha C. Williams, virtual. Oh, let me see here. Okay, I see it right now. I'm on your page right now.
There it is. Can you see it?
I'll tell you right now if I can see it. 1 second. And yes, I see the video, right? And then I see Dominique is over there commenting. You know what I mean? But basically, you know what I mean? DeKesha is a syndication partner, okay? And so...
All right, there you go. I can give it back to you.
Okay. So I'll go back here, and I'll get back to sharing my screen, and let's go here. All right. And just like that, she shared the video, okay? Now, let's go back, and I'm going to go back, and we're going to do some other things here so that you guys can really receive the full benefit of what it means to syndicate. So now let's go over here to the Trevor Otts fan page, which I'm here. And so same here. If I push live on the Black CEO fan page, right? If I click live on the Black CEO fan page, I'm right here again. So now my fan page also has its own persistent stream key. So fan pages have their own stream key. So now you see this broadcasting right now on DeKesha's, right? So let's do another one. Okay. So DeKesha, I'm going to go over here to Trevor's videos. And does everybody see my page saying Trevor's videos?
All right. So while you're doing that, the question on the floor is, what about the syndicated partner? So whenever you're using a software like this and you're going to be consistently streaming or rebroadcasting material, you want to make sure that each syndicated partner also has the persistent stream key button highlighted or clicked as well, so that you don't have to go back to that partner and ask them every time that you want to rebroadcast, hey, what's your stream key? What's your stream key? So the goal is to use the same stream key every time that you broadcast, which is hence the reason why you click the button persistent stream key. So great question. So you're gonna use that option for both yourself and your syndicated partners.
Right. So then I'm gonna so now I'm back on the page, and I have called Trevor's Videos. I created a channel called Trevor's Videos, and you see where I've loaded up a lot of my videos. And can everybody see my videos in the section? Okay. So what I'm gonna do is first, I'm going to I can move. I now have a video playlist. So this is called a video playlist, everybody. It's called a video playlist, okay? And I'm going to move some videos around. So all I'm going to do is left click, and I'm going to drag this video up to the top because I'm changing the order of the video. So I want this video to play first, and then I want another video to play second. So I'll move this one here. And
so the question is, how long is the video going to play on my fan page? So the video will play until it's completed.
And that video that's playing on her fan page is exactly 26 minutes and 38 seconds.
So it will play to completion.
Now, what I typically do is with my syndication partners, I only accept videos that are 45 minutes or less. You know what I mean? Now, Sometimes if I have a
You have
special,
videos at 45 minutes or less?
I said if I have a special partner, see, special partner being the key word there, right? I let them know that the video may be a little bit
I
longer.
don't believe that you have a video that's 45 minutes or less.
Well, that's besides the point, right? But I'm going to drag some of these videos around. And this is the video playlist. Now, this is the only software right now that exists currently on the marketplace that cannot just replay a video, but it can also play a video playlist. Now, let me tell you why this is important.
Hold on, one quick question. Can you stream on your page while someone else is streaming?
No, you cannot. So typically when in other words, when you do syndication agreements, you may say, look, I'm going to stream your video at 7:00. So you do very specific times.
Got
Matter of fact, I'm going to show you that. I'm going to show you how to do that right now. So in other words, if you think of your network if you think of it as more like a television station, you know exactly what time, your favorite shows are going to come on. So you do like, hey, you might just say, I have a rebroadcast and I'll rebroadcast your stuff, or I'll give you permission to run a broadcast on my platform Tuesdays at 6:00, or every other Tuesday at 6:00, or the fourth Tuesday of the month at 6:00. So you can determine your own times. By the way, when we do Facebook summits, I have everybody turn in all their videos in advance, and then I plug the videos in here.
You just took the word out of my mouth. This just changed the game for the online summit space.
Yeah, so you can literally have your own online summit and have people turn in all their videos at one time, and then when they turn it in, just load the videos here, and you can say, hey, I'm having an online summit at 6:00, and at 6:00, the videos start playing one after the another, the next after the next after the next. So
I feel
now
an online summit coming.
So now I'm back. So let's talk about it. So let's go back here to I'm on my fan page now. I got my stream key. I'm going to copy my stream key. I'm going to go over here and I'm going to add the stream key. I'm going to change this. I'm going to put this as Trevor's fan page. Right. I'm going to change out the stream key because I got it. This is for my fan page, which is different. I'm going to hit save. Right. Now, I'm going to go back. I like to check my stream key twice. I always do my stream key twice. I like to check it because if you jack it up, you're going to be jacked up.
Can the videos be set to play more than once?
Yeah, just load it twice. Yes. You can say, hey, play it again at 7, play it again at 8. I like to play my videos 4 times. Play it in the morning, play it in the afternoon, play it in the late afternoon, and play it again in the evening.
And that's so that you can capture the different audiences based on when they are available.
Yep.
Is that right?
Yep. So let's talk about what happened. So now I got my persistent stream key, and this time instead of hitting go live, I'm gonna put let me just see which video is playing. I'm gonna hit Boss Brunch. So this is a video that I did at Boss Brunch. This is actually a live presentation that I recorded, and I was like, okay, people might not have saw the live presentation, so I brought the video back home. So I'm gonna put Boss Brunch keynote here. And then I'm going to put a title, Boss Brunch. And by the way, YouTube works pretty much the same way.
Mm-hmm.
And you can broadcast to several places at the same time. I'll put a tag, which is myself. I can add a call to action button, right? I can add a call to action button to promote a group that you manage. So I'm going to put a little call to action button there. So people know that they can join my little group when they see my little video. So when my video goes live, they're going to also see that they can join my group. That's new, by the way.
I was going to say, that's new. You should see, if you guys can see how close my face is to the computer. I'm like, wait, that's new.
Right. That's new. Right. Then you can go to settings if you want to add, any little special little things like, things you need to change. Publish as a continuous video just means that when you broadcast it, you don't want it to save, you just want it to auto delete. So if you choose publish as continuous live video, once it's done, it'll delete it. Okay. Sometimes you might want to broadcast people's stuff live, but you might not want it to stay on your page. So you just choose live, publish as continuous live video. Okay. allow viewers to rewind, stuff like that, all that kind of good stuff. In broadcast when stream ends, all that kind of good stuff. Interactive allows you to do, like, if you want to ask a poll, you know what I mean? I might just say, hey, what is most important? Right? And I'll put branding and I'll put marketing. So I can have a little poll that plays in my video that collects data. So I'll hit save on that. So all that stuff is done. And now I'm gonna go down here to the most important part and I'm gonna hit schedule. I'm gonna hit schedule. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna schedule this video, and you could upload a custom image if you like. You know what I mean? If you have a custom image, you can just kind of upload it. You know what I mean? And you can just do that, right? I'm not gonna upload a video today, but I'm gonna schedule it, and I'm gonna schedule it for 10 minutes from now. So I'm gonna just hit schedule. So now this thing is scheduled for 10 minutes from now, right? It's already scheduled, okay? And all I gotta do is now go over here to the easy restreams panel, and it's gonna play this whole playlist. By the way,
oh my goodness,
it tells you to play this total playlist. It's gonna take 3 hours, 30 minutes, and 27 seconds.
Wow.
So now the other thing that it's gonna tell me is that see, I can make it play one file, which is just this one video by hitting push file. But if I wanted to play this whole playlist, I can push the playlist now. So push always means right now. Push always means right now. File means one file. Playlist means the whole list of videos. That's what you need to know. Second thing is on this one, I just want to hit schedule. So I'm going to tell it that on, let's say, January the 22nd, at 9:18. Some of y'all just figured out that y'all not watching live. Some of y'all just realized. I'm like, oh, I'm really on the live. I'm one of the ones. Yes, you are. Some of y'all just that, whoa, I'm watching this video like a year later. Okay. But anyway, I'm going to hit for January the 22nd out. Usually, sometimes I like to start have it start broadcasting like 1 minute before it's actually set to broadcast on Facebook, because Facebook time normally runs off a little bit. And it also, it will be converted to your time zone automatically. So you'll okay. So I'm gonna hit start, and it's gonna say, hey, this thing is gonna start broadcasting.
So it's gonna play all videos for 3 hours and 30 minutes.
Yeah, it's gonna be broadcasting for the next 3 hours and 30 minutes. It's gonna play every video on this list. Every video on this list. You know what I mean? Now, if you notice, DeKesha, you see where it says 6-figure lifestyle down here?
Uh-huh.
You see that green dot?
Yes.
It lets you know that it's still recording that. I mean, it's still broadcasting that. And I can see that your video has been playing for 14 minutes and 41 seconds, and it's only 26 minutes long. So your video will be done in about another 12 minutes.
So you're streaming. Okay, so let's recap. So right now you're streaming on your Facebook, I believe, personal page, my Facebook fan page, and in about how many more minutes you're going to be streaming?
About 6 or 7 minutes, I'll be streaming on my Trevor Otts fan page, not my personal page, but my Trevor Otts fan page.
So that's four platforms.
Yeah, and I could literally be streaming to more platforms if I felt like it. You know what I mean? I could schedule different times, different rooms. So sometimes, like, these might be all of my. See here on the left, we see all these little different broadcast rooms.
Right.
You could be all of your different affiliate partners. You could be like, hey, DeKesha, Trevor, Shay, and all these different people. And you can say, hey, broadcast to this person at 7 o'clock, broadcast to this person at 8 o'clock, broadcast to this person at 6 o'clock, broadcast to all 5 people that's in one room at 8 o'clock. You see what I'm coming from? And so, I got other rooms where you can see. I got rooms where I have all sorts of videos just set up. You can see this Tribe of 100 method. I had broadcasted to 10 different places at one time. I broadcast that to 10 different places all at one time. You can see.
Wow.
I had Shay's Black CEO fan page, Black and Influential fan page, Black CEO Women's Council, Trevor's personal page, Broke CEO. I was going to my YouTube page. I was going to my Periscope page. I was going everywhere. What happened is I syndicated. One good message can make you 6 figures. One good message can literally create a six-figure lifestyle for you if you were just willing to put the work in and then start to syndicate. Now you can also have your syndication partners. I tend to like to do them in batches of 10, right? Because
Okay.
it's easier to manage. You know what I mean? So I may batch do 10 people at 4 o'clock, may do 10 different people at 11 o'clock, and I cut different syndication agreements. Like I have a black and influential group where
Mm-hmm.
I say, look, I cut a deal. I say, look, I would like to broadcast to your page every Tuesday at 7 o'clock, and they carry
Wow.
my content on their pages. They become broadcast affiliate networks. And all they did was they gave me their persistent stream key, and they had one responsibility, and the one responsibility that your broadcast partners has is they have to go over and set up. They have to go. They have to at least schedule it live, because somebody
Gotcha.
can't just broadcast to your page because they have your key. They have to. They can send the video, but nobody will see it. So they have to schedule it or manually authorize it. So if they schedule it, like I scheduled it here, when I hit that live button and I scheduled it, that's what
Right.
it did.
Oh yeah, this is definitely a game changer.
So
So
it's the
this
only
is the
software
secret
right now that
to
can,
the viral effect. Say it
yeah,
again.
it's the only software that currently exists that can do a video playlist. There is no other software that exists that can run a playlist. So now you can have, multiple, you can run your own. Everybody on here should be doing a digital summit. Everybody.
Absolutely.
So
Yes.
you get together 10 speakers who all provide content that may be 30 minutes in length, quality. Don't get nobody's whack content, because what'll happen is you have three good speakers and then you have one whack speaker, drop the whole, everybody tune out, and then a fourth speaker is like dead in the water because the third speaker was whack. So don't fool with people who don't spend the effort in making their content quality. So if their cameras suck, whack. They didn't study,
Right.
whack. Right? Lighting not right, whack. Audio not right, whack. Right? Didn't, messaging not right, whack. So y'all are all in the webinar challenge. So the first thing y'all should be, y'all know that y'all actually putting effort into making our content really good. And so thus, that is going to work for you.
Love it. I love it. I love it. Well, thank you. I really do appreciate it. So because I know the question is out there, like I can see the wows and I can see that they're still tuned in. And so how can they get their hands on such a robust system?
I'm going to do two things. I'm going to do two things for everybody that's watching live tonight. This is the first time that we released this thing publicly, and we probably will not open this thing up full publicly into second quarter. So this is specifically for your group because you requested it. So everybody can get started today. You can get your first 2 weeks is $5. Your first 2 weeks is $5. For the first 14 days, it's $5. Afterwards, you can use the software for $69 a month. Now you don't have to continue if you don't like it, but everybody has to have an investment. Everybody got to have skin in the game. So for $5, everybody can use for 2 weeks. Don't text me, don't call me, don't even email me. You need to go directly through DeKesha, right? Especially for the software. Now, if you want to ask some other questions, of course you can text me, call me, and message me. But specifically to get access to this special, it will not exist. It's strictly through her, because when this thing goes public, it'll be $199 a month, but you will be grandfathered in at the price that we promised today. It is specifically for DeKesha Chamberlain Williams Group. I need to be clear about that. It's for her webinar challenge. It is $5 for the first 14 days. $5 for the first 14 days. Everybody got to have some skin in the game. And then afterward, if you decide to continue, it's $69 a month. It's $69 a month. There ain't no commitment. If you decide you don't like it, you can cut it off. You can, when you're done, you're done. But what I will tell you is, where else are you going to syndicate your software? Where else are you going to send, or what other syndication software you're using? This is not resharing software. This is syndication software. Okay. And it's very different. Okay. Now, DeKesha, I should give them something really cool. Is that you can use syndication software in combination with sharing software. And now, usually when I do a broadcast, it's nothing for me to have 100 rebroadcasts simultaneously with several thousand reshares. So you can use this in combination with like a live leak, which is resharing software, not rebroadcasting software. So, these kind of things become, very important. Okay. And by the way, you can see where it started broadcasting now it's already started broadcasting on the Trevor Otts fan page. So it's already started there now. Um, and it'll be playing those videos for the next couple of hours. And that'll be that. You know what I mean? So you're starting to see where it's saying it's getting ready to go live. So it's already broadcasting, right? And it's saying it's getting ready to go live. And Keisha, does everybody see where it says going live in 56 seconds?
In 55 seconds.
And by the way, you see right at the bottom, you see you can join my group. You can join my group. And it's on the Trevor Otts fan page, which is
I
Facebook.com
love that.
slash Trevor Otts, Facebook.com slash Trevor Otts. And you'll see, and then later on you can boost it. I mean, this is just the beginning. But there is so many ways to syndicate your content. So there is creating a syndication network through rebroadcasting, and then there's creating a reshare network. And if you do the combination of both, you'll have a syndication factor of somewhere in the hundreds. One good video can make you six figures. So I told you before, you got to syndicate the heck out of your videos. You got to syndicate the heck out of your content. Content is not king. Content is not queen. Content syndication is king. Content syndication is queen. And that's the thing that you got to be hyper aware of. Okay. All righty. So on that note, I'm going to switch back to my video real quick so that everybody can see me on the screen. And this kind of gives you a heads up of what to expect out of this new amazing platform that I believe is going to be a game changer for everybody out there. So all they got to do is really is contact you. They can do it by messenger. They can do it by email. They can do it by text. They can reach out to you. And we will be setting them up accounts. I'll be setting up accounts this week and this week alone. So this is not an indefinite deal, right? You have exactly, right? You have exactly today. Well, I won't tell you what today is because it'll be evergreen, but you have exactly 72 hours. So you have 72 hours to reach out to DeKesha, and you can start using the software right away. And we will be doing special trainings, additional trainings to really maximize this. This gets a little bit into going viral. This is your viral factor. This is your syndication factor. Everybody can have the Oprah effect. You know what I mean? It's kind of like you can have the digital Steve Harvey effect. You can have the digital Oprah effect. The digital I don't know about Rush Limbaugh. I can't bring myself to say it, but you can have an amazing syndication platform. With that being said, remember that marketing is what you say about yourself. PR is what others say about you. Viral is when your PR results outperform your marketing results. Remember that a movement plus a message plus a methodology equals money. So the methodology is the process or the system that you use to produce results for yourself, for your business, and in the lives of the people that you're called to serve. The methodology is the process or the system that you use to solve problems for yourself, for your business, and solving problems in the lives of the people that you call to serve. We talked about the movement, we talked about the message. This is your methodology. This is the process or the system that you're using to solve the problem that you have of not being able to get your message in front of more people. It solves the problem of how to syndicate your message around the world. It solves the problem that you've been struggling with on how to take your webinars viral. Welcome to the webinar challenge. Welcome to the next evolution of your business brand and your business lifestyle. Thank you so much, DeKesha, for having me on today's call, and for those people who are listening on audio, and for having me on this live broadcast. I wish you not just luck, but I wish you wealth. I wish you well-being, and I wish you prosperity in all that you do in your life. Why? Because you deserve it. Wherever you are in life, your mind got there first. So in this moment, allow yourself to see it before you see it, or you'll never see it. My name is Trevor Otts. I'm known as the Black CEO, and I'm signing out. Feel free to send me a message on Facebook Messenger. I often respond if you have a question or you want to get connected, or you'd like to see me show up at your next event, your next webinar, or your next broadcast. My name is Trevor Otts, Black CEO out.
Love it. Thank you again, Trevor, for sharing such transformational information for everyone that's participated in the webinar challenge, and for those of the WSB students as well. This, I mean, if you miss it, you missed it. Like he said, it's going down in 72 hours, and we will be removing it. So hopefully you registered at productlaunchseries.com to get access to the replay, and the replay will be available for the next 72 hours. So that concludes today's training. Stay tuned. If you register at productlaunchseries.com, we will share with you, Justin Burns will actually be coming up next week and showing you how to create your online course in 30 minutes.
Are you there, by the way? Are you there?
I'm here.
I needed to show them one thing, if it's okay. Okay.
Oh no, absolutely.
Just bring my screen back up to share real quick.
You mean to tell me you had something else hidden?
Yeah, no, I meant to. You have to have the proof, so you have to show them the proof. Okay. So I'm going to put this back up real quick. It's always good to have the proof. You know, just a good thing to have. Because somebody sent me a note like, "Oh, I'm on your page." Okay, so notice that right now you see. I'm gonna minimize you, DeKesha. Can they see my screen?
Hold on a second.
So notice where I'm live right there. Can you see my screen now? So you can see my keynote is live where it says Trevor Otts. It should say boss. It says boy brunch keynote. Let me just change that. That sounds shaky. Boss brunch keynote. Let me change that first. That's the first priority. Not no boy brunch. There's something over there right now. It's like a Catholic priest. Hold on 1 second. Edit post right now. There we go. I had to fix that real quick. I just could not let that go down. Okay. Yeah, I feel much better. Okay. Now let's hit the back button real quick. And I'll just go here. Oh, look, Nicole Brothers went and liked my fan page. Thank you, Nicole Brothers. She got love for a brother. And you'll see DeKesha, well, you'll see this is playing on my personal page, right? So, and you'll also see.
Oh, okay. And it was shared by Lively. Gotcha.
And you'll see where this right here is playing on my fan page. You can tell the difference by looking at what's the name. So basically you can see where now you kind of see where there's two different broadcasts going on. So you see one is on my fan page and you see one is happening on my personal page. So this is the video that's playing on my personal page here, right? And you can see kind of this is the video that's playing right now on my fan page. And so you can see it's just started playing, and this is just a recording from an event that I was at. Now I'm not there, but the people who are watching it thinking this is live. That's the difference. And so I could have broadcast this to YouTube, Periscope. I could have broadcast this to 10 different people, 20 different people, all at the same time. I recommend doing batches of 10. I'll tell people that again. I recommend doing batches of 10 and just create time. Like, hey, can we do 7 o'clock every other Tuesday or every Tuesday? So to build your station out, build it out like a media empire, build it out like a television station. If you start to think more like that, everybody write this down. I am a media empire. I just write this down. I am a media empire. I am a media empire. We talk about the Oprah. See, you can look. I dare you call Oprah a talk show host. I dare you call her a speaker. I dare you call her a coach. Does she speak? Yes. Does she coach? Yes. Does she do talking? Oprah runs one of the most profitable media empires in the country. She is a media mogul. I run a media empire. I'm a media mogul. I run a media empire. I'm a media mogul. I run a media empire. I'm a media mogul. That's who you are. Right? You run a media empire. You're a media mogul. You got to bring your affirmations and your mindset in line with your actions. Wherever you are in life, your mind got there first.
We have a great question out there, and I know we are. I promise you guys we're coming to an end, but we've got some great questions out there. is it just platforms or blogs too? So one of the things that you have to understand is that, for an example, if you decide that you want to syndicate to YouTube, you can always take the embed code from the YouTube video and embed that on your blog or on your website.
Right. Well, I told you, if the work is too hard, you got the wrong tool. If you use repurpose.io, it'll take your Facebook Live or your YouTube video and automatically post it on your blog for you.
Oh, that's funny because I have that.
It'll put your video on there for you automatically. And if you have an audio, it'll strip the audio out and populate that into your podcast.
Hold on, say it again.
Repurpose.io.
Why do I feel like I have that?
You probably do. So at the end of the day, yeah. So no. See, remember, you got to
do
and multiply your profit. Some of y'all know that y'all working too hard, and today might be the first day of the rest of your new revenue-driven lifestyle. And so it's okay. Like I said before, you're watching this live and you just want to say hello. You just want to say thank you. You just want to just ask questions. Just send me a Facebook message. I pride myself on being accessible because I remember what it was like when I really wanted to know and I just needed some help. And sometimes I just need a little bit of help. What I will tell you is you have one of the best trainers on the planet for creating that 6-figure and 7-figure webinar lifestyle, and so at the end of the day, it doesn't get much better than her. I don't know who I would send you to. Somebody say, hey, I want to do 6 and 7 figures doing webinars. I don't know who else I would send you to. So that kind of gives you an indication. And by the way, you start to see popping up on my stream, people hitting the like button, people hitting the button. Look, I ain't there. I'm talking to y'all. I ain't there. Look, y'all got to learn how to draw dollar signs in the sand. You got to learn how to get it's called I'm not their cash. I ain't their cash. I'm not their results. You know what I mean? I'm in the bed results. I'm getting some sleep results.
That's my hashtag sideline money.
Yeah, I'm spending some time with my family results. I'm watching my kids' soccer game results. I'm taking my wife out to dinner results. I'm enjoying my life results. I'm living my best life results. You need that type of results in your life. Some of y'all making this too hard because you keep doing the same thing. You got to do like Teddy Pendergrass said. Teddy Pendergrass said, sometimes you just got to let it go. You got to let it go. And let's start doing some new things. Let's start, like I told you before, challenge yourself. Challenge yourself. Positive output up against negative resistance equals strength. You got to be willing to do something different than what you've been doing. Stop holding on to those familiar failures. Right? Stop holding on to those familiar failures and start getting into the type of lifestyle and the type of results that you really want to see in your life. That's what it's going to boil down to. So that being said, is it what's it going to take? What you going to do? Everybody in the comment section below, wherever you are, put your biggest takeaway from the broadcast today. Number 2 is put your first name, where you're from, and the name of your webinar in the comment section below. Now, if you don't have a webinar, today is the good day to name it. So you can call those things that be not as though they were. So you can do it today. So put your first name, where you're from, and the name of your upcoming webinar, your best-selling webinar, right? Because people can have best-selling books. Well, a best-selling book going to get you $20. So you get 20,000 people to buy your best-selling book. Well, that's great, but you're going to still get $20 for each book. Your best-selling webinar, easily can average $1,000 a pop. So let's talk about having a best-selling webinar. Best-selling books, that was last year. Correction, that was last 2 decades. I want a best-selling webinar. Can I get a BSW? Can I get a hashtag BSW in the house? Hashtag BSW. This is now hashtag BSW, right? And if you got a hashtag BSW, I guarantee you will live your best life. All right, DeKesha, back over to you, my friend.
All right, guys, thank you so much again for hanging in there. I don't really see myself, but it is all right. We are going to close this one out again. Everybody say thank you, Trevor, for sharing the secret behind the viral effect. And like you said, you only have 72 hours. So if this is something that you want to utilize in your business to up-level your webinars, just shoot me a message in my inbox. This is the one time I will actually I'm still up, y'all. And everyone knows in my tribe that I am not usually active at this time. But for the next 72 hours, I would dedicate it only to the individuals that stayed to the end, that were in the webinar challenge. This opportunity is for you. All right. With that being said, we're going to call it a night.
Deuces.
Black CEO out. Thanks, Trevor.
All right. You're welcome.